Dr. Lisa. Launch Your Income. Thank you for joining my channel. I am here. We're going to talk all things going live with ease, going live with confidence, and then monetizing your expertise. So come on in. We're going to chat it up. I appreciate you joining. So if you have not already done so, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. We are going to get started in just a minute. And you guys know I always do my YouTube co-streaming. So I am going to set that up right now as we speak and get us going, friends. That's what this is all about. We are all a community. We are here. We all can win and be successful. So, as you know, I have to get my channel set up. Couple things that I did yesterday. I had an exciting conversation. I had some people join me yesterday for a great chat. I did my YouTube exclusive conversation. So you guys were able to see me here where I was sharing information about my YouTube journey. So, really it's been a great 2 months of doing this every day, twice a day, for the most part. And recognizing that, hey, there's still a lot to learn, still a lot to do to optimize my profile and get things going. But guess what? I say it all the time, consistency and engagement. So I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to stay on top of this. That's where the growth happens. The times when you don't want to do it and you press that go live button, you see how you're showing up for others and you're showing up for yourself, most importantly. So I'm going to continue to show up for myself, friends. And I encourage you to do the same. So one thing you want to keep in mind, if you're going to do YouTube, you got to make sure you have at least 50 subscribers. So 50 subscribers so that you can go live on YouTube. So that's the first thing. And then after you have your 50 subscribers, you can start streaming. I shared that I do streaming straight from YouTube Studio. And so I'm not streaming from like a third party service or anything like that. I'm doing it straight from YouTube Studio. And I also will stream. I'll also stream where I'm on my computer here, and then I'm on my phone as well. So that's part of my process. Thank you so much. How you doing, Connor? I appreciate you being here. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for joining the live. Thank you for sharing. Make sure you like the live if you don't mind liking the live. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. My friends, thank you for joining the live. I appreciate you. So this is my go live with the Monetize Your Expertise chat. So we're going to talk about all things going live streaming, building confidence, doing it with ease, talking to your target audience, your right audience, and how you can monetize your expertise. And I was sharing earlier that I did my YouTube exclusive conversation yesterday. So I was talking about all things being a small channel and how I'm growing. So please do me a favor, go ahead and like the live. And if you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel and continue. You just liked, and so appreciate you, Connor. Appreciate the support. That's what it's all about. And I tell people, if you do that for my channel, I will go to your channel and like, comment, and subscribe off one of your videos. So we can all grow. We just have to do it together. So that's the whole thing, just making sure people know how to support. So feel free to stay. We're going to talk. Yeah, for this particular live, I always co-stream it. So I'm talking on TikTok. I'm having a conversation with you. And then I will answer questions. My moderator, we'll see if she's able to stop by. She's having some technical problems. Thank you. How you doing, cutie? Appreciate you being here. And so she was having some technical difficulties. So I'm not sure if she's going to be able to make it today. But her name is Yes, Y-E-S, Michelle, with 2 L's, Crochets, with an S on the end. So Yes, Michelle Crochets is my moderator. So if she can stop by, please connect with her. She is awesome. She is actually my YouTube coach. So she is helping me build my channel, helping me understand how to optimize my profile, my channel itself, my content, my thumbnails, all the things that you need to do to be successful. And I am doing it. I'm doing it in baby steps. I'm not doing it all at once, but I am doing it. And so I want you guys to make sure you're doing it as well. So she is my person. Definitely go to her channel. She is so very close to getting 1,000 subscribers. I think she's right under 25 or so. So if you get a chance, her name is Yes Michelle Crochets. So go over there and also connect with her and say hello. And Dr. Lisa sent you. And so she will be someone who can also go to your channel, comment, and subscribe. So I will say that. Thank you, Connor. Connor V dash 3 V3E. Appreciate you, Connor, for being here. Thank you so much for putting that in there. You know what? Let's see. I'm going to try to copy it. Let me go to, I'm going to go because I have my computer up on the channel right now. So we'll pull it up real quick for you, Connor. Make sure I subscribe right now, friend. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Connor dash B3. What was the last letter? Let me go back. B3E. It was E. Let's see. Thank you so much for joining the live. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. And you have 2 subs. Connor, how are you? Connor, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I play Sadio Show. I mean, okay, awesome, Connor. Thank you for being here. And this is a brand new channel, friend. Thank you for joining. And let me know if you have any questions. I usually have to watch a short, so let me watch a short real quick. Connor, I appreciate you. All right, friends. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all joining. And let me know if you have any questions. Okay? And we will get started. Let's see. All right, we'll get started. I'm going to get on the other page and get my stuff up and running. And we'll get going there. Let's see. And all who are coming in, I appreciate you all being here. And let me know if you have any questions as you come in. And I don't know who else is in the room, but welcome to the live. I appreciate you joining. Please let me know if you have any questions. And if you are here, go ahead and like the live. We're going to get started. I am going over to the YT and I am going to get going. Oh, the TikTok, that is. YT is here. Hello, TikTok. It is Dr. Lisa. Launch your income. Come on in, friends. This is my Go live with ease and confidence. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you all being here. How you doing, Kelly? Kelly with a W. Hello, friend. Come on in. So this is my Go Live and Monetize Your Expertise. I am just getting started. You guys will see that this is my, hello, Michelle. How are you, friends? Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. Oh, you didn't leave? Okay, appreciate you, friend. Thank you so much for being here. Brenda, how are you? I am on the YT and I am on TikTok here. So that's what you're seeing, friend. Because I co-stream. I do both channels. Deshelle, how are you? Marlene, Marilyn, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you joining. My friends, Brenda, how are you, everybody? Thank you all for coming in. Thank you so much for Vargas, thank you for joining the live. I appreciate you. Let me see what my sound's like. Thank you so much for coming in, friends. So this is my Go Live and Monetize Your Expertise. And so we're going to get to chatting. Thank you for sharing out the live. I am going to share out my live as well. Baby T, thank you so much for joining. And as you guys have questions, come in. Let me know if you're new. I always say, let me know where you're from. We're going to get to chatting and talking. And I'm going to say this. Lavetta, thank you so much. How you doing, Nika Grace? How are you, friend, coming in? Nika Grace, so where I, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining. Appreciate the likes on the live as well. Thank you all for supporting the live. And make sure you're commenting and sharing out the live as well, friends. What I know, Nika, so I think I got awareness about my account. So I am in the shadows. I will say that I am in the shadows right now. I reset it. One of my one of the people who come to this live, she sent me some information that kind of confirmed that I'm operating in the shadows right now. So, not that we didn't know that, but it's pretty much confirmed because of the shop page, because two pages and how I was interacting on both sides of them. I had to remove my friendship with my other page. So there's some things that's kind of like a no-no. So you got to make sure you don't commingle too much or commingle at all, really. And so that's what I was doing. So I say that to you all just so you guys know, just from a more verified perspective, that I did get some information that was sent over that said, okay, you are in the shadows. And it probably will last for about 2 weeks or so of me being in the shadows. So we'll see. One of the recommendations is to pause on posting. So I'm gonna pause for probably until Monday. I'll probably give the rest of this week a break and make sure I'm not confusing the algorithm any further. You had to remove your friendship with your other page. Did you? Yeah, I had to remove it. Yeah, I unfollowed that page. I actually had a thread where I was communicating, where essentially I was communicating with other pages because I was sending my um, sharing my post and then sharing it in my stories when I first started. And so realizing that that's a no-no, so I shouldn't have done that either. So I had to delete that. So, oh wow, okay, yeah. So I had to delete that because I was still in there. And then, like I said, I unfollowed myself. so, you live and you learn. That's the thing about it. You don't know until you do something like that, and then you're like, oh, I should not have done that. Now, let me say this out loud, in full transparency. I knew or had an inkling I shouldn't have done that. However, I did it anyway. So, thinking like maybe that wouldn't be a problem, and you should not do that. I'm just gonna say you should not do that. So now I know. So you live and you learn. So I know it with undoubtedly that I should have not done that. So I say that to all of you. Roxanne, how are you? Good morning. Can you repeat the last part? You shouldn't follow yourself on your other page. You shouldn't follow yourself, and you shouldn't post about your other content from your other page in your stories. Stuff like that you shouldn't do. And then I was also taking this account, which is I knew was probably the biggest no-no. I was taking this account and I was sitting in that other account's page when I live sessions when I shouldn't have, and then I shouldn't have had it over here either. So I was doing that too. So I stopped doing that, and so really you gotta be separate. And then the other recommendation, just so that I say this out loud, is that you really should try to avoid being on the same device at all accounts. So try to avoid that level of commingling as well. So little stuff like that. I'm learning, friends. And right now I'm in the shadows for it, so that's what that means. I'm not saying the BAN word because that's essentially what's happening right now. So we'll see if it fixes itself. From the documentation that was sent to me, it will take about 2 weeks. So and probably 2 weeks from me deleting it yesterday. So who knows? It might be from that date. I assumed I was already within the 2 weeks, but it may be since I've been working to fix it. So we'll see. But it's okay. I'm gonna keep showing up, y'all. I'm gonna keep doing this. That's what I'm gonna keep doing. It's like, hey, I've been on the roller coaster before, and I understand now. Thank you so much. Let me know if there's any questions. Oh, Nika, thank you for being a title gifter. How you doing, Kim Love? How are you, friend? Thank you all for being here. We'll just keep going. So as you guys saw, like my room isn't able to get over. It's like really, I've seen 40 in literally the last 5 days, and so it's not going past that. And again, I'm in the shadows, so I know what's happening in terms of people coming in, sharing out the live, and then more people coming in. They're not recommending me to the FYP at this point, so it will get fixed though. Well, that's good to know. I will create a second. I have to create a second page yet. You haven't, or you have not. I'm assuming you have not, or so yeah. If you do a second page, again, you haven't. Okay. So if you do, just make it so that you're being very intentional about separating the two and not commingling at all. Okay, that would be the recommendation. Try to avoid that. And then as you move forward, um, again, don't post content from there to your page. Don't put in your stories. Don't avoid all of it. Because really what happened is that the recommendation was that this is AI technology. So it's picking up your facial images. So it's like, okay, well, wait a minute. You're over there doing this, and then you're over here doing this. And it's the same person, same account, fake engagement, not original content. All those things are part of what the algorithm is saying. And so you got to be careful that you don't send those signals. So if you keep them separated for the most part, it will allow you to do things on those separate accounts. But if you are commingling, then that's problematic. And so you got to realize my other page was a page that was faceless content. So it never saw my face. It never recognized anything about me. So I was able to post pretty independently without that being the case. But now I'm face forward. I'm doing things on both accounts. So all that is being, something is picking up. So would it be better to do a faceless? Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, I had a faceless account over there for the beginning, since the beginning of this. So yeah, and I rebranded it for Shop, and now I'm face forward. And I think that in itself is becoming part of the problem as well. Yeah. Thank you, Aunt Peace. Great live yesterday. Awesome. I was happy I was able to catch you for a second. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, the lightning storms was interesting. We've had that in Florida, so I've seen that before. But yeah, it was definitely different seeing it from your vantage point. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. It really is something that you got to just have to be aware of how the computer, the algorithm is perceiving things. Oh, you're always great. Oh, thank you so much, Happy. I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate your friend. Well, that's good to know. Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely would recommend maybe a second account that's faceless. That probably would resolve things for you if you have any issues like this. Thank you. So much fun. I appreciate you enjoying it. That's awesome. I didn't even show you all enough of that. They were a whole other section going. Oh, really? With the lightning storm? Awesome. But on the Facebook account, you should go live. Should you go live? You know, the faceless account I had done a few lives that was faceless. How are you doing? Was it just? Thank you so much for being here, friend. I'm doing well. Yeah, so I had done maybe about a dozen live sessions over there. That was just me reading from devotionals. You didn't see me. It was all faceless. Yeah, so I had done it, but again, you never saw my face. So you heard my voice, and depending on how I was doing that day, my voice probably was sounding pretty, congested and raspy. So, but yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. I'm thinking it will be fine if the content over there is all the products. It's original content, and I don't commingle the two in any kind of way. Maybe. I know people do have other pages in that way, so I think my other actions was the problem. I think that's the problem. It wasn't necessarily the lies or me. It was me interacting on this page in that live. It was me sharing stories. It was me having a thread. It was me doing all the things that was showing that the pages were connecting as opposed to staying separated. So you said you thought about creating one for your podcast. Yeah, I think you could do it. Like I said, if you're keeping it separate topics, separate content, you should be fine. Separate live topics, all the things, just kind of keep it separate. So even here, when I talk about, the shop stuff, I need to stop talking about that and save that for the other page. If I'm going to go live, that is non-live, focusing on shop. I'm not focusing on that page, focus on shop, and on this page, not. So again, just kind of making sure everything is like separated in terms of how I'm interacting. Thank you, Luna. How are you, friend? Good morning. How's everything going? Sounds like you did your first live as well. I missed it, but I want to hear about it. How did it go for you? I think you had some friends in the room as well. How you doing, DD Peach? How are you, friend? So come on in. Yeah, I was just giving an update earlier that I more or less got confirmation that I am operating in the shadows. So I just need to operate differently. So that's the main thing. I did, Grace. Oh, thanks to Holly Q and Leslie. Yes, both of them showed up. That's awesome. Yes, because Luna, you're doing shop as well. I think that's what I heard. So I'm happy you went live, friend. I appreciate you joining. Yes, so the other page, we'll see what happens. Thank you all for liking the live and feel free to share the live out. If you touch my nose or in the middle of the screen, you could share the live. And so you just press down and share it. Navy Life, thank you so much for joining the live. And so that's another way to show support if you so choose to. And then I was on a couple lives yesterday. So, yes, when you do the daily heartbeat, I saw that now where they did add other ways to claim points. So, I just want to put that out there. There's other ways you can claim points with the daily heartbeat. Sharing the live is one of them. Obviously, putting your comment into the comment box is another way. And then, Allie, what's up, friend? You said I need help. What's going on? How can I help you? Thank you for sharing the live. And so yeah, let me know what you need, friend. Um, it was something else that showed up. It was like four. It was four new things. And then Nika, you said to check for the website for recharging coins. I looked. You know what? I didn't click my number of coins. I wonder if it's in there, but I didn't see anything else. Thank you all for sharing out the live. I appreciate the support, friend. Um, so yeah, I didn't see anything there. What we were mentioning earlier, guys, was that there are new features. Hello, how you doing, strong man? Appreciate your friend. Thank you for being here. Yeah, there's other features, and now with the coins app or the gift box where you can recharge your coins, it purchased that way yesterday. Okay, so you did do it that way yesterday. So it's based on if you need coins. I guess because I didn't need coins, it didn't show up. Maybe that's what it was because I had some coins on my account already. But I think I can click the box and maybe it'll show up once I click it. Thank you all for joining. I see you all. Thank you for coming on in. Those who are joining the live, thank you for liking the live as well, friends. And so this is my level up conversation. It's my go live with ease. I'm sorry, go live and monetize your expertise. You should already be at ease. Hopefully you are. Let's see, it says great content, applying TikTok proven method, no return on consistency. No return on consistency. Um, so great content. I'm assuming you're applying content, TikTok proven methods, no return on consistency. So you're saying you're not seeing more people come to your live. Ali, let me know what you're saying if that's what you're saying. I just want to make sure I understand what you're saying. Daily Heart Meet is our flash goal. TikTok just gave that to us. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. You're not getting any return on consistency. So let's break that down a little bit. How long have you been going live? What does consistency look like? And then we'll talk about what does that mean. Because at the end of the day, I always say you got to talk to your audience, your target audience. You said my live audience is growing, doing great. My post did no views. Oh, so you're talking about in terms of your content, so it's not your live. Awesome. I'm happy your live is growing though, friend. Um, couple things when it comes to your post. Interesting. You know what happens for me, and this is just Allie, a couple things that I will say. So let's break down the content. So couple things. Well, the first thing that popped in my head, and that's what I said. What happens to me is that when I post now, there are people from my live that go and see my post and they engage in the post. So you're going to get supporters that are from your live. So if you're getting support in your live, and that's where you're saying things are growing, as those people become more consistent, they're showing up, they're supporting you, you might want to communicate your content to them and just share, hey guys, this is something I just posted recently. I want you to take a look at it. Thank you, very helpful. I'll try that today. Okay. That's the first thing I would tell you. The other thing I would tell you is that you probably need to engage in other people's content too. So that probably that when I first said that, I was like, oh, you might not be engaging also, because you got to engage. So if you're engaging, people come back and engage in your content, your page. So you can't announce that, but you want to make sure you try to go and engage in that. Yes, ma'am, I'm starting to engage more. Yep, that's it. So you got to engage too. So as you engage more, people will engage in your content. The other thing I will tell you too is that I think right now, and this is across the board. I mean, multiple people have posted about this. Um, there's something definitely going on with the algorithm. So I'm saying something's going on with my account because I'm pretty confident I'm in the shadows right now. But I I'm seeing multiple posts in my feed where people are saying that their views are low. So something's happened with one of the most recent updates from TikTok, and everyone's kind of noting low views and low engagement. So I would say maybe it's the system. Definitely engage more. Definitely think about how you encourage your followers to engage in your content as well. To say, hey guys, and I say it all the time because what I've done is a lot of my content I'm pulling from stuff that I'm talking about here. So I end up posting about it as a way to say, okay, let me give a little bit more context. Let me share a little bit more. So I make that post. So when I'm talking, it becomes relevant to my audience. So I can say, hey, I just posted about that because I did just post about something that's come up and someone's asked a question about. If you haven't grabbed your heart, me, Dr. Lise has a flash go. Thank you so much. Phenomenal. How you doing? Good morning, Shay Sprays. How you doing? Holly Q, I think you rolled in the room too. Thank you for much for being here. You said I need to take a patience pill. You do. And Allie, I'm gonna say this to you out loud. I'm gonna say this to you out loud because I don't know if nobody said it to you yet. You do not have a blue box. Now, here's where the blue box, and I'm gonna say it's psychological too, because if you look at somebody like Phenomenal, who has a blue box 29 rolling in your room, that person's a high engager. So as you're engaging in people's content, people in people's lives, people see that. And they want to connect with you because they know you're an engaging person, and they're going to go to your content and connect with you as well. Say that loud, yes. I know. So you're missing a whole element to how this game is played. He said, I'm so new here. But you're doing good. You're going live and you're building. So a patience pill, definitely. You need to take a patience pill. But on top of that, you just need to know how to play the game. And the game is, how do you conduct yourself here in a live and you're sharing that with your audience? Because what you're going to know is that your audience is going to come in and they're not going to have a blue box. And that means that's a key signal that they're still trying to learn. They're still learning and growing. And you're going to have to educate them. And so that way, they're going to need to know how to support your live even greater, and then in turn support your content. So all that happens. All that is all related. Just started TikTok live daily. Oh, you just started. Well, you've already got some engagement, so that's good. Yeah, definitely. It is a patience thing. I'm gonna point out my friend Kim, you probably can attest to this. You know, she's seeing, I think, Kim, if I understood correctly, you just started in the month of May going daily each day. I think she might be clearing her first full month of going live. And so she's seen how going consistently, I think she's going 5 days a week. And she's showing up at the same time. She's seeing that growth happen. So yeah, if you just started, you say yes. So if you just started, you still got a little ways to go, but it's about being consistent, but it's also knowing how to play the game. Yes. He says, yes, I'm almost 800 followers. That's good. That's good. And I live 1 to 3 hours a day. Oh, that's really good. Good job, Kim. Yes, yes. So you just want to stay with it. Definitely stay with it. And like I said, you're gonna come back to me. You're gonna see a lot of people who really don't know how to engage fully, and you're gonna have to have that conversation with them on how to engage and support them live as well as going into your content. That's why I'm here to learn from you, Dr. Lisa. I want to do lives, but I'm terrified to do the first one. Angie, go, friend. You just press. Thank you, Regina. Appreciate you. Thank you so much coming in, showering the gifts. Yes, I have my flash goal up too, friends. So if you haven't gotten your daily heart me, please get the daily heart me so I can show you how to do that. You do need coins on your account to click the daily heart me. Um, you want to make sure you do that as well. Let's see. Thank you so much for sharing out the live, friends. I appreciate you all and all the support. Like I said, TikTok is not being nice to me because I'm in the shadows, but it's okay. We're going to fix it. It will get fixed hopefully in the next week or so. All right, friends. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate you. Just talk about, hold on one second. Yeah. Just talk about t um that fires you up. Talking about some thank you that fires you up. I think that's what that meant. Ty. Angie. So what I will share with you is that you want to make sure that you start talking about yourself. That's it. Just talk about yourself. Talk to you about yourself to your favorite person in the world, which is yourself. And just have a conversation. That's all you're doing. So you want to continue to talk and make sure you're engaging. And if you are able to have some people in the room, so you want to post about it, maybe make a live event, put in your stories, let people know you're about to go live. So then when you do it, people are there. Hopefully you have a few friends in the room to support you. Um, I'm mostly worried about hitting the go live button, then not knowing what to do from there. What you mean? So you're nervous that you might not hit the go live button? What happened? What is shadow? Um, um, it's actually a terminology of, I'm not saying the second word. The second word is BAN, but essentially it is where TikTok has you in a space where you're not being pushed out to the FYP. So TikTok is not necessarily pushing out your content because of currently you have not operated according to the community guidelines. So they didn't totally BA in your account, but they did put you in kind of this, timeout, for lack of a better word. You're in timeout right now. So I'm in timeout. That's essentially what happened. But you don't know, you really don't know. Thank you. You really don't know you're in timeout. Appreciate you, friend. You kind of know you're in timeout, but you kind of don't because they didn't kind of tell you really, but you in timeout. It's like somebody giving you the silent treatment. So all of a sudden you got the silent treatment. You're like, what? Am I getting the silent treatment? Or you just not talking to me? So that's what's happening right now. So TikTok has me in the silent treatment. Do you do the live event to promote your live? Yes, you do. Yes, that's the way to promote it. Go ahead and schedule it. And when you go to the live home screen, there's a place where you can schedule. It says live event. You click that. You schedule the event. It shows up on your home page. I'm sorry, on your profile page. And TikTok has to approve it, so you gotta make sure the words that you put in the description is approvable. But essentially, you put that on your homepage, and then you can post and you can add that live event to your post so people see it as a live event. Yeah. And then you can post it in your stories and then make a note about it as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening, friends. Let's see. I want to make sure I catch up on comments. Make an outline, then just start going through it. Yeah, that's it. What I will tell you, I posted about this recently. What I will tell you though is, you're right. Talking about your story, talking about yourself is the easy part. I think if you are able to share a little bit about who you are and why you came to TikTok and who you want to talk to. So I always tell people the who, the what, and then ultimately the results. That's essentially what you want to do. So the who is your audience. The what is, essentially what solution, what problem you're trying to solve, what solution you have for that problem, and then obviously the results is that people will fill in the blank for your audience. So if you give a couple, 2 to 3 different ways that you're going to provide value to your live stream for your particular audience. So you want to be clear about who you're talking to, saying those words, communicating clearly. I'm here to talk to all the moms that are struggling with finding time for themselves and the self-care that's needed. You're talking very clearly to an audience and you're talking about what problem they're struggling with and then obviously what solution you're going to offer. I'm going to give you tips and strategies on how to do XYZ so that you can have, here's the result, so that you can have a better quality of life or that we can work together with making sure we find time for ourselves. So this is a safe space for you. So that's how you're going to do it. So if you're talking very intentionally to an audience, they're going to start listening because they're going to say, this room is for me. Oh, I love her tips. And so what you say in those first couple of lives, you can actually take those clips and make that content as well. So just be intentional about creating, like you said, create that outline so you know exactly who you're talking to. Let's see. Let me catch up on a couple of comments. Hello, how you doing, Heart and Joy? Appreciate you being here. You said I got 6 new subs last night. It blew my mind. I knew I have now. I have a total of 11. Look at you, friend. That's awesome. Wow, you are rocking and rolling. I mean, seriously, your first. I mean, are we at 30 days? Let me know if you're at 30 days because this first 30 days is rather remarkable. So that's good. Just keep it up. Keep it up, friend. You'll see. And just stay consistent. Like I said, I think I shared maybe add some weekends. I know the summer's coming, but add some weekends. That's the other thing you want to do, and see if you can add a few weekends too. That'll you'll see that will help the growth as well. Hello, Miss Darlene. Good morning, friend. I told my husband I'm going to do it this week, so we'll see. All right, now this is a good time to go as well because we are approaching that deadline for the extension. So as you think about going now, you can kind of get used to going live, getting acclimated, and then ultimately, as you do it consistently, that I don't think we're not going to see that extension. We're probably going to see another extension. That's what I'm thinking because I don't think there's been any media surrounding any back behind the scene deals, although they could announce it maybe in the next couple weeks. But with that, I do think there's going to be another extension. And with that next extension, that's when more people are going to come to the app. And if they do finalize some type of deal, then you're really going to see a flood of people coming here because people are going to see the value of being here. Obviously, with all these changes, you're seeing where TikTok is saying, you know what, we got to change our image. The perception is that this is a kids app. This is not a kids app. This is a place for brands to come and do business with us. This is a place for creators to be successful and do a great job creating high quality content. So all that is at play, and they're trying to make sure that that image is changed so that people in the media are not thinking this is just a little fun and games kids app. So because of that, I think you're now seeing these changes internally, but also you're going to see people stand up and support it. And so I don't think it's going to end. I think just another extension, or we get our new owners and they announce that. So yeah, he said I told my husband. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got a violation. It was for videos I posted about my lives. Maybe we'll try the event. Yes. Okay. Videos posted about your live. Were you using those clips? I'm not a big fan of the clips that are like the almost the compilation type clip where they kind of pull a couple things together and it's like spinning and it's like, kind of like, oh, here's what I did in my live. And the ones where people might be you're sharing a clip that maybe people gifted you. Those I would say I always had seen some violations come from that. 2 or 3 people mentioned that they got violations for that. So I would say avoid that particular clip. Can you tell me what Discord is? Yes, friend. Give me 1 second. Let me just catch up on a few comments. Discord is essentially a database. Think of it almost like a listserv. Like you start a Discord and you're creating little topical chat rooms for your page. I'm not a big fan of the look and feel of Discord. There's just something about it just seems very 90s chat room to me. I don't know why, and it seems very cluttered, and it's just a list of different words that's on the screen, and you got to click there to go into that particular category, and then you're in a chat. So the organization of it, I'm not a big fan of it. It just seems so confusing and convoluted in terms of how it's set up. And even on my screen, it seems like small text, and you can't tell if it's the highlighted text or not is the right room. It's very convoluted. Um, so I would say, yeah, I'm not sure if I want to do that. I wouldn't want to do Discord my for my viewers, for my audience. But I think my audience is an audience that will probably feel the same way I do about Discord. So yes, a little past 30 days. Awesome. Driving, guys, but happy to meet you all. I'm hurry. Oh, I'm a huge fan of Dr. Lisa. Thank you, Holly Q. Yes, Life Out Loud. I'm adding. The weekend. There we go, friend. Yep. Awesome. Hello. Thank you so much, Nika. Appreciate you. Thank you up and thank you mixing up with Gigi. Appreciate you sharing out the live. How's the iPad working? You know what? I'm back on my phone. I left the iPad for the YT. So I'm using it for YT, but I'm on my phone here. You said good point. What I say a good point about Angie? I heard versus. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Okay. I was talking about TikTok. I heard they was supposed to buy it. Yeah. I've been hearing that too. I've been hearing the Zon. I've been hearing Meta. Yeah, I've been hearing a couple of them. Right. So yes, right. That's the misconception. Got my first paycheck today. Yay! Did you really? Awesome. Look at you, TikTok paying that money on Wednesdays. You said it is a mess. Oh, you're talking about Discord. Yes, Discord. Oh, okay, yeah. Uh, good morning. How you doing, Lady BB? Okay, no, thank you. Yeah, you know what? Get on someone's Discord just so that you can see it or look it up on the YT because you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just something about it. It does not click well with me. And so, I'm with the shop agency and she uses it. And so I go over there and I've made, I can navigate, don't get me wrong. It's just not my favorite place to go to. So I find myself struggling to go there. Allie, look at you giving that first gift. How you doing, Allie? Allie said, I'm gonna give my first gift. Oh, look at you. You got your level one blue box, friend. Look at you. There we go. Congratulations. Shayna B, love your joy. Encourage me. You're welcome, friend. Thank you so much. I see the sub stickers. How you doing, Shay Sprays? Yes. So Allie, so Allie, let me give you the tea on that too. I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Lady BB. Let me give you the tea on that because essentially now that you're a live host, you gotta walk the walk. You know what I'm saying? You gotta show up. So if you're telling people to engage, you gotta also be an engager. So as people are now supporting your live and come to you, you can exchange your coins, any gifts that you give for coins, and then as you go to your people's lives and connect with them, you can spread the love. So that's part of it. So you want to kind of keep that in perspective too. So you're a live host probably primarily, but then you're also going to be supporting other people's lives. And then as you tell them to engage and support your live, you can kind of show that you're doing it as well because you also have a blue box. You're an engager. So that's part of it. So you want to kind of think of it from that perspective as well. I'm always tapping myself out of the room. Yes. Did you just tap out? Collect your points. Yes, definitely collect your points, friend. Yeah, so now the daily heartbeat, you're gonna get that too. So you can get your points that way. And then you'll see. So that's gonna be helpful because now you'll see. You said I show up for them. So now you'll see what does it mean to do that too, because you'll see the points in there, you'll see how to become a fan club of theirs, and then you are modeling the way for them. So that's what you want to do. You're gonna always show up for your people in that way. Yes, yep, that's it. We are a family of 11. We have a lot to say. The daily live daily at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. What time zone? Put your time zone in there. Dr. Lisa, do you know you didn't set your live goal today? I have it. I have it at. I have the hand heart up here. The little small hand heart. You guys can't see it? I'm going to pin it. Yeah. Um, what do you use for subscribers if not Discord? Hold on one second. Mix it up with Gigi. You know what? There's a subscriber chat. There's a subscriber chat that I use, and so I communicate there. I'm not. It's not like a whole lot of communication. So there's a few people who have commented in my subscriber chat, but Discord. Let me say this. So what you're saying, I'll mix it up with Gigi. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. That was fast. Y'all didn't see it. See, I told you TikTok got me in the shadows, y'all. I TikTok is like, look here, nothing's gonna work for you. Nothing. You are in timeout, miss. So it is what it is, TikTok. I see what you're doing. So yeah, I put another goal up there. So with that being said, how you doing, Martina? I appreciate you. So I use the chat that's in the TikTok app for subscribers. However, I think what you're saying, mix it up with Gigi, is that So I have a couple things that popped in my head. When you run a Discord, and anybody who's on Discord actively, the moderator, the person who has the Discord, you're active over there. If you're starting a subscription, you want to make sure you have a subscription that does not overtax your time, does not take so much of your time that you can't engage in your other ways, in content, engaging in lives, coming here to support your own life. So all that is part of your time allocation. So Discord is a thing that you have to moderate and manage. You can create some BOTs to support it, but for the most part, you're in it. So I would tell you, and I would probably even discourage you from creating something that's going to be too time consuming that you can't do it all. Okay. So what, especially if you have a plan that is not a plan that is a high level, high price plan. So the lower tier ones, then just about that, friends. My got a call that came in. Very good information. Yeah, the lower tier ones, don't overextend yourself. Maybe do a sub only live, some sub only videos. That type of content you can create pretty quickly, because you can just allocate, 30 minutes, an hour to do another live for your subs only. Or you can create a video that is just for your subs to see. But things that's going to take a lot of your time and effort, just be mindful of that. And the Discord is that. Now, if you're a room where you're growing, you got a lot of people, you want to be on a Discord, people join over there, and maybe you're just sharing some information here and there, that's great. My particular, my particular Discord, my particular chat that I have is on IG, and I think IG just to me is just a better look and feel. I didn't feel like it's not as convoluted as Discord is for me. Let me know what others think. I mean, I just want to make sure I'm not thinking about this differently. I could, if there's a way I could think about it differently, let me know. Good morning. I'm back. I have heard nothing. I was working. What happened? What you mean you haven't heard nothing? Victoria. Hello, friend. What you mean? You said I was working. What did you hear? What happened? Tell me what happened. What I'm missing. Thank you all for engaging and connecting. I see you all. Very good. You're welcome, friends. You guys are connecting with each other. Douglas, how you doing? Good morning, friend. How are you? Um, I saw someone with a swan goal and I thought of you. Hey, you know what? Phenomenal. I keep putting that finger up there. The swan goal keeps coming up. I've been bypassing it. Did I say that yesterday? Because I keep bypassing it. It keeps popping up for me to put the swan goal, and I didn't do it. I'm not listening to TikTok. TikTok's like, you ain't listening. That's why you in the shadows, y'all. So I keep messing up with TikTok. TikTok's like, look here. You don't act right. So, yes. Mix it up. You said she left the room. Phenomenal left. Okay. I missed her then. Okay, yeah. Because, yeah, TikTok has that swan. Yeah, she's not in the room. Thank you for saying it. Mix it up. You're so sweet. You was like, look here, Dr. Lisa. She is not in the room no more. Thank you so much, Mimi. Appreciate your friend. You're the title gifter for the finger hearts. You said hello, friend. I appreciate you. Um, Discord is difficult to navigate until you get to the hang of it. My opinion. I would agree. Discord. Discord is. Thank you all for the finger hearts. Discord is. I got the hang of it. I still, every time I go in it, I'm looking at the screen because when you look at the screen, you look at all the different messages and stuff. And you're like, okay, what am I clicking? So whenever I go in, I always find myself like pausing because it's requiring me to orientate my eyes to the small text, the which ones are highlighted, which aren't. It's just something about the way that room is set up. It does not gel well for me. Discord is an interactive platform. It's not. It's not. And it's not easy to look at and navigate. And obviously, that's what's available here if you want to have a separate server for your community. And there's people who set it up and they use it quite a bit, especially if you're going to be in numbers that are like, so if your numbers are really going to be high, it becomes a server space that you can definitely leverage. Um, so for example, if you're like over 200, 300 people, they can go there, get information really quickly. And then if people want to chat and engage, they can. So Gravitas Q, they use Discord. Live Legion, they use Discord. So Live Legion, I mean, obviously her anticipation is to grow. So 50 people, she can go over there, post things, let us go and navigate. The problem with servers, and this is just the reality of anybody who's going to use it, what you put in there just kind of just climbs up. And so you might have something that's really important and people may not see it because it's way up in the thread. So you just got to realize that you're going to have to, as a manager of that Discord, you're going to have to figure out how to pin things, how to point people to the most relevant information, how to reiterate things. It's that type of stuff that you're going to have to do. I think that comes with any chat room, but it just seems more pervasive the way Discord is set up. It's hard to use an app or a platform that makes your eyes hurt. Discord makes my eyes, I know it is. It makes my eyes hurt. And I wear my glasses. I wear my glasses for screen. Any other time around the house, I don't have my glasses on. And now I'm getting to the point where I think I'm gonna have to have my glasses on more often than not. But I do wear them for looking at screens, and it's just one of those screens where I find myself, even with the glasses, squinting even more. So it is absolutely annoying. Um, so yeah, I just find it to be annoying. Thank you all. Yeah, TikTok, they want me to do the swan. I'm not going to do it right now. So yeah, thank you all for supporting. How you doing, Rosie? Appreciate you being here. Um, Let me know. You said I'm lost there with my baby boomer self. Yeah, you know what? I'm lost there with my Gen Xer self. So it's not a generational thing. It is a Discord problem. But again, to that point though, if you know your audience, and so for my audience, you know, who you're talking to, Discord wouldn't be a great fit. And it's funny because, I'll meet with her today, but just for Live Legion, we actually, I'm able to have some like candid conversations with her. Just, obviously I talk to her just like I talk to you all, but I can tell her kind of what I'm noting. And I said I'm not a big fan of Discord, and her clients are representative of Gen X baby boomers and stuff. And so I think, not that she's going to change, and I don't think she should, because as she grows, I think that's going to be the perfect, um, I shouldn't say the perfect, but that probably will be the solution that is optimal for how she needs to share out constant information. That's probably what it's going to have to be. But with that, she's going to have to figure out maybe to make sure that people are actually actively over there and engaging, because as you grow, you're going to have more and more people that go over there and they're like confused or not able to get information, and they're going to be asking the same questions. So she's going to have to figure out a solution that's going to work for her audience. So I think that's just something that, as a entrepreneur or anyone who's in business, you got to think about how your end user is going to interact with that product or service or interface. And so she's going to have to kind of think through that a little bit more carefully. It's not pleasant, and people adjust, and like I said, I go over there because I know I need the information, so I go over there to get what I need, but it's not my favorite place to go to. Yep, that because they will be listed there as well. Yep. So you got to go over there and get information, but it's not user friendly at all, in my opinion. And again, you got to think about your end users. How you doing, TikTok Taryn? Thank you so much. Nurse Hub, how are you, friend? Thank you for joining the live. I see you, friend. If you haven't grabbed your daily heart me, go ahead and grab your daily heart me. TikTok has that for us. Like I said, I am trying to make sure I'm getting back in the better graces with TikTok, but we'll see. Thank you all who have come in. I appreciate you all who are joining. So let me know if you are new to my room. I always say this. Hello, B Queen. How are you, friend? I always say this. If you're new to my room, let me know, because my newbies I want to talk to as well. I don't want you to be lost or confused. Hello. Is it Odell? Thank you so much. Exclusive travel. How are you, friend? Look at you. Experience excellent, disloyal, extraordinary. Every journey is a masterpiece. Look at you, friend. Nice bio. You're newish to TikTok too. Let me ask this though. You do have live access. So are you going live yet? I'm going to assume you have live access. Let me say that because you don't have a blue box, but I'm going to assume they did give you live access because you have over 500 followers. I am new. This is my first day here. Is it? Oh, wow. No, you came. Did you come yesterday? I think you came yesterday. Did you come yesterday? You popped in. What was your, but thank you for coming back. I appreciate you coming back. Hi, everyone. They not like us. I love that. They not like us. All right. They not like us. The gorilla symbol in your bio. What does that mean? I do try to get a hang of TikTok. You're trying to get a hang of it. This is my third or fourth live with you. Thank you so much, Teray. Appreciate you being here, friends. Okay, so you said this is your third or fourth. So I go live. This is my 10 a.m. live. And then I do a 4 p.m. live. My 4 p.m. live so this is my 10 a.m. live. I call it my level up conversation. How you doing, Dr. Peg? I call it my level up conversation because I really want you to hey, think about what's your end game? Like, why are you here? What's the purpose of being here? And how do you make sure you're maximizing your live stream for obviously getting as much of the rewards through getting diamonds here on TikTok and just being a live streamer. But also if you're thinking about additional passive income, that's why I said monetize your expertise. Because you want to think about how are you talking to your audience, your right audience, your target audience, so that you are offering value and solutions that they will support because you understand them. And then in turn, you're creating something that is a solution for them based on your topic. Your topic doesn't have to be this topic, your topic can be any topic, but your audience is there to get your information, your support, your solution. And so, how do you craft that? How do you be intentional about who you're talking to? And then when I say you're talking, you can't talk to everybody. People come in and say, oh, I just want to have a live and I want to talk to everybody. You can't do that. That's not realistic. People are coming to you because they know, like, and trust you. And they're going to sit in your room because your room adds value to them. Okay, so you need to make sure you know who you're talking to so that your room can add value to them. So that's why I said you got to be intentional about who you're talking to. Need to grow and learn more while building up the courage to go live. Yes, yes. Um, yeah, definitely learn. This is the right room to learn from and the right room to build the courage to go live because I'm going to encourage you and inspire you to go live. And there's a lot of people who were new in this room and they're trying to figure it out and they have gone live. Okay. Hey, Just Fashionable. How are you, friend? Hey, everybody. Happy, wonderful Wellness Wednesday, y'all. That's exactly how she said it, too. Happy, wonderful Wellness Wednesday, y'all. Appreciate you being here, friend. Good morning, Kimberly. How are you? All right. Thank you so much for the daily heart, me friends. I see you all. And so my 4 p.m., here's what I say. Love it. Thank you, Teray. Appreciate you. My 4 p.m. is really for my newbies, my nervous, my scared, my shy people, my introverted people, my people who are like, I can never go live. Or they're confused about all the different buttons on this screen and what does it all mean, and just some of the lingo and some of the features and functions of going live. So I talk through that. I try to be a little bit more intentional in my guided discussion with people. I kind of got away from doing all the details. It's funny because you kind of evolve as you go live. What's happened is that I got a lot of people who come back that's reporting that they're going live, and now that you actually go live, you're like, okay, wait a minute. Now, how do I pin somebody? How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I make the clapping noise? How do I, So all of that you're learning, and they come back and ask those type of questions. So both lives, I end up getting a little bit more focused on some of the details of people who are actually doing the live stream. Um, which is totally fine because I'm here to support you. Okay, I need the 4 p.m. Is that the Eastern time? Yeah. B Queen said, oh, baby, I need the 4. B Queen, well, you can ask here, friend. It's not a problem with asking questions here if you want to. Because like I said, it almost ends up feeling like the same conversation. You said, it's fabulous. it seems like the same conversation because again, you got different people coming back, and my 4 p.m. people, maybe they start off with me at 4 and they're like, okay, I got the courage to go live now. I'm gonna come back to you at 4 and I'm gonna ask some of the other questions too. But with my 4 p.m. people, and Be Queen, let me know what did I say that made you think 4 p.m. was better for you? Are you the scared, nervous, shy person? Or are you kind of a person who wants to know how to do it correctly? Maybe not the feelings are not stopping you, it's the mechanism, it's the actual process that's stopping you. So let me know what's the yelp. Yeah, which one is it? You said all of it. Oh, I love that. Okay, okay, friend. I added selected. Hold on one second. I added selected people in boxes on my live today, so I got different combos. That's true. Yeah, you can add the multi guest. I probably should start doing the multi guest a little bit more too. The multi guest feature is good. You said just pass through, Coach Shay Shay. How are you, friend? Just passing through. Thank you for being here. Yeah, the multi guest feature when people can come up is a nice touch, especially for adding more conversation. I It's one of those things that I hesitate to do too much because I can't see the chat. And I try to make sure I'm also acknowledging the people in the room as well as answering questions that's in the chat. So it becomes kind of for me this push and pull struggle. Yes, I'm East Coast, so I'm 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm in Orlando, Florida. I'm in Florida. So I'm East Coast, so 10 a.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Eastern. And so I'll touch if you're gonna hang out. I'll touch a little bit on the nervousness and just some of those feelings, and then I'll talk about some mechanic stuff too. Do you feel like twice a day with the same topic can build numbers watching or dilute? Um, well, Dr. Peg, for me, it has created, like I said, for the most part, two separate conversations. It's just a matter of how I manage them and then how I talk in the algorithm when it comes to those keywords that I'm using, the titles at the top of this particular live, and how I'm introducing myself. So it becomes separate in the sense of the way I described it earlier. Well, like this one is for my people who are now thinking I need to go live. I'm not worried about the feelings of fear, but I'm thinking like, okay, I want to go live, and now I need to know how to make additional passive income, and I'm in that mindset. The 4 o'clock people for me are again the new people, the shy people, the scared people, the nervous people, and so that's a different approach because that's more mindset conversation. That really is okay. I'm not talking about business strategy. 10 o'clock to me is business strategy. How do you do this? How do you do it successfully? Who are you talking to? What's your strategy? Okay, and I'm going through that conversation. My 4 p.m. is what's your mindset? And so that's the way I've kind of created this conversation. Now it's still under the context of going live. It's still very much about encouraging people. You said that's me, 4 p.m. The mindset. I guess the mindset people of the 10 a.m. too. Because again, it's not for the faint at heart when you think about, okay, doing this and showing up consistently and daily and having a conversation with yourself. Okay, when you're talking to yourself and you're saying all this stuff, but you're in the chat, you're connecting with people. Um, um, but you need to make sure, but you need to make sure, Dr. Beck, that you are somehow making that distinction. So if you are having the same question now, same conversation, that's a strategy too. I'm not going to dismiss that because it could very well be your morning people are hearing that conversation and they're getting, that information from you. And then you have a group in the evening that are doing it and they're getting a conversation because the TikTok streets don't close. We are operating around a global platform, and so people are all over the world able to come into your live. And so you just got to recognize that, okay, I'm having these two conversations because I'm trying to attract people who are in the morning, people who are here in the evening, and that's the way you're doing it. So for that reason, you could still do it and make it make sense. Um, but it's just a matter of how you want to go about what are your talking points. Yeah. I don't think it dilutes. I think you'll see maybe at times an overlap. You might see overlaps depending on how much of a gap you have between the two sessions. You might see an overlap of people coming into your lives at, the two different time frames. But it's helpful. I mean, in terms of how you are able to grow because you have the two conversations at different times. Um, let's see. Rosie, you asked the question. I'm catching up on comments. Can you use an iPad to do the live, or should I use an Android device? I am an Apple device. I do have my iPad and my phone. My phone, I'm here. So here's what I learned with my iPad. My iPad camera, and I did not figure out how to fix this, but my iPad camera is to the orientation on the right side. And so it always looks like I'm looking like this way off center, like I'm not looking directly in the camera. So I didn't like that and it bothered me and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So I came back to my phone. So I'm on my phone for this conversation. And I've been on my phone since starting for the most part. I had a week where I was on the iPad and I went back to the phone. My number's homeless since my suspension restrictions, so not sure if twice a day would help rebuild. It could help rebuild. It definitely will help you with getting your views and followers and connections that way. So I would not discourage you not to do it. Um, I'm in the shadows, as you guys know. This is not how my numbers usually operate. So, um, I actually got kind of confirmation that I'm not in being pushed out because of again the two accounts that I had where I was using this page to be on that other account. So you got to just for that reason I'm in the shadows. So I just have to get past this kind of suspension that I'm, essentially this suppression that I'm experiencing. So, you just keep going. Don't let it discourage you. Just keep going, keep showing up. We had this conversation the other day, whether there is 5 people in a room, 14 people in a room, 25 people in a room, you just keep going, keep having a conversation. Don't let it discourage you. Sultry Nana, how are you doing? Nika, Grace, you're back. Appreciate you. D, how are you? Can you use a laptop? You can. The Live Studio allows you to use the live laptop. There's a Live Studio download that you can get access to. Um, and so I have not tried it before. I'm just used to using my phone to do it. So for that reason, I just stick to this. Hello, friends. How are you? Come on in. I see you, friends. Thank you so much for being here. My new people who are nervous and scared and shy. Let me talk a little bit because, like I said, my 4 p.m. is kind of the mindset conversation. I even did a special event where we talked very intentionally about mindset. So it was like, as you're thinking about what you need to do when you want to be successful, the mind will often say, and we call them cognitive distortions, will often say, you can't do that. You're nervous, you're scared, or you tried it once. I just had somebody message me. I'm not going to say who it was. They had gone live for the first time and they said, I froze. I can't do this. I'm just going to keep coming to your live. That was like, I'm just going to keep coming to your live. I need to learn some more. And for me, it was kind of like, okay, you know what? I get it. You need to build your confidence so that you can go again. I think what I share with you all, and I posted about this, is that that's when you want to go. You want to go live when you're nervous and scared. You want to go live when you have the ability to work on your messaging. When you are sitting in the room and hardly anybody's there to engage back. And so by you doing it, then you then can again mess up and make mistakes and freeze and try to figure it out and write notes and look up and talk to people and stumble over your words and do all the things. As you do it, you'll get better. You'll build your confidence. So for that reason, you want to continue to go live, okay? You want to continue to go live. Hi, Sandy. How are you, friend? And so you want to continue to go live. Hello, Bello Wello. How are you, friend? How are you? Faceless, great tips every day. Thank you so much, friend. You said, oh. Sadie, let me know if I have permission to say anything. Let me know. But yes, so you want to continue to go live and just make sure you work through all the mistakes in that time and space where nobody's really in the room. Not sure if you answered my question. I got sidetracked. Can you set a live event on your first live? You know what? I didn't see your question, Nika. Grace, I wonder what happened. I might have missed some questions, but um, I didn't see the question, but yes, 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 you can. Yes. So when you get live access, if you scroll down, it says live event. So you can schedule a live event before your first live. Yes, you can absolutely do that. So my people who are in the room are like, oh, I'm going to go live on this weekend or on Saturday or on Sunday, whatever the case may be. Go ahead and schedule an event. Go today, scroll down, schedule your event of when you're going live, and then do a post. Add that event to it. You can add a link. You can, when you add, before you hit post, you scroll down, it says add, click the add, and then there's an option for live event, and it will actually show that live event that you scheduled. You can add that and then hit post, okay? Post the video or post it, and then you can then go back to that post, the little three dots on that particular post, click that, and you can add it to your story. Then you can add in your story, you also can add a live event. That same live event, you can click it and add it as a pop-up on your story. And then you can go and add a note as well, saying I'm live on Sunday, June, whatever day that is, 8th. So yeah, you can do it. So that is all part of your process, friend. Do you think going longer brings more in or keeping it short once you're over 25 minutes? Going longer brings more people in. You see, my number jumped up a little bit. Again, I'm in the shadows, but my number did jump up, and I've been going live now for officially it's an hour because I think I started late. Yep, an hour and 4 minutes. So yes, so yeah, going live definitely you'll see a surge. Again, my room is not um, a good representation of how it operates normally, but yes, you definitely want to go longer. Usually, like every hour, you see a little surge in your room. And if you go even longer, you'll see another surge that happens. It's like every hour, depending on your room. Hello, Miss Darlene. And you might even see it every half an hour where people are coming and going. And it's just, I mean, it's human nature. It's partially the algorithm. If it's supporting your life fully, it'll push people out push you out on the FYP so people will see it and they'll click in. But yeah, all that's part of it. It gets easier each time you go live. How you doing, Reggie? Yes, it does. You just keep going, friends. Just keep going. I don't want you guys to get overthink this, get nervous. The whole thing, the other question I get is what to talk about, what to talk about. I say talk about you. Start with you. Tell your story. Tell your origin story. Like how did you arrive? Why are you going live? What made you do this? What made you click the go live button? Operate as a new person where you can say, you guys, this is my very first live. I'm so confused by all these buttons. I'm going to click around a little bit. Stay with me. Hopefully, I don't click myself out. And just tell that story of you pressing around. And then tell stories about who you are. Because people want to get to know, like, and trust you. They want to get to know you. So say who you are, where you're from, uh, essentially what brought you to TikTok, what your topic may be about as you continue to go live. Maybe drop a few little gems and nuggets based on that topic, saying, hey, before I leave, I'm going to leave you with two things. And then you have those two things written out that you can talk about. I'm smiling, Doc. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Sandy. Appreciate your support. So yeah, so that's it. Just don't overthink it. Just talk. You don't have to have a whole dissertation. You don't have to have anything truly phenomenal that you're discussing. You just kind of say, okay, here I am. Y'all gonna get me for 30 minutes. And 30 minutes, I'm gonna tell you who I am, what I'm about, what drove me here. We're gonna play with some of these buttons. And then I'm going to click around. I'm going to tell you what I'm touching and clicking around on, and we'll see what kind of error messages I receive. And then I'm going to give you a couple little things to kind of make sure you are able to start your day off well or end your day well, whatever you're, so again, it does not have to be a full, long, drawn out live session that you created for people. You're adding value. And then you come back and do the same thing the next day. The first week, you are doing the exact same message for the most part. Okay? So don't overthink it. Dr. Baby said the US. Thanks. The US. What is the US? What were we just talking about, friend? I missed. Is that United States? Is that what that means? What did I say? I'm on for an hour and I have one. You have one person? You have one person coming to your room. Is that it? Well, that was good. Wait a minute. I mean, an hour was good. I mean, I'm gonna start there. Congratulations on going a whole hour. First of all, let me say that. Can you stay less than 30 minutes? Yes, you can do whatever your heart's desire. You can absolutely stay less than 30 minutes. Here's why you probably shouldn't, okay? You should try to get in the habit of going at least, at the very least, 25 minutes or longer. I say 30 minutes because essentially you want to go 30 minutes as you get practice to going longer, to get more people in the room, to get TikTok used to you showing up. It helps prime the algorithm. So the longer you go, you'll see more engagement, people tapping your screen, sharing your live out. If you go 30 minutes, that's like a blip. And it goes really quickly. It will go really quickly. It may feel in the beginning like it's taking us the longest 30 minutes ever, but it will start moving quickly. Again, I just looked at the thing and I was like, how long have I been going? And, time is gone. So I'm over an hour now. So just recognizing it goes quickly. The the thing I will tell you though too is that based on the monetization that scale that TikTok has set up for you, it's called the scale live rewards. That tells you there's a couple things you want to pay attention to. You want to pay attention to how long you go on live per live. You're monetized based on how long you go live, as well as how many new followers you get throughout that live. So those are two things that you're paying attention to, those metrics. And so you can click, there's a little house here that you can click where you can swipe to the right. Like you take your finger, swipe over to the right. So I'm gonna take my finger and swipe over to the right. It gives me a little chart of how many people have come into my room in terms of unique viewers. So they're not pushing my room out right now. So again, I know that because I know I'm in the shadows. So my room is performing definitely at a lower trend than in prior lives if I was to do a comparison. So it says total views at this point over an hour, it's been 363. I'm usually in the thousands by now, and so again, I know I'm not getting pushed out. And it says new followers, it says 4. And it says I've been going an hour and 9 minutes, and then it tells me how many times I collected. So when everything's said and done, you want to pay attention to your time, your duration, and new followers. So right now, in an hour, because they're not pushing my live out as much as it usually is, I am not getting. I'm trending lower, so I need. You want 5 new followers before you end your live, so that you can maximize how much percentage you would get for the Scale Live Rewards. The maximum you can get is 2%. Right now I'm at 1.5%. So the max you can get is 2%. The duration, the max you can get when you go 25 minutes or more is 38%. So 38 plus 2% is 40%. The max you can get per live is 40%. TikTok takes 60. Okay? So that's where that math comes in. The 40-60. So you get 40, they get 60. But it's based on how long you've gone live and how many new followers you've received. And so you want to pay attention to those metrics as you're going live so that you can maximize your benefit, your rewards that you get paid out for. Thank you all. Appreciate you all being here. And so how much time for the day are you asking? Peg, you said autocorrect. Facebook, you said yes. How are you, friend? That was good though. 1 hour. I know you want more people in the room to stop and listen, but that one person listened, so that was awesome. And you stayed longer than what most will. So that's a good start. How much time for the day? What do you mean overall for the day? Per live is what you're factoring. So per live. What gets you, Tiffany, um, going against community guidelines? And so I'll explain my shadowing. I'm not gonna say the BAN word, but yeah, my shadowing is because of that. Um, how much time per day you go per live, you get based on per live what you do. So just make sure you go at least 25 minutes per live and try to get at least 5 new followers each live. That's the goal. Again, as you grow, you may not get the 5 new followers. As you grow, that becomes part of what you're striving to do. Okay. Thank you all. I did just get 5 new followers. I think the person who did the Daily Heart Me, who just came in and did the Daily Heart Me. Appreciate your friend. Thank you for joining the live and getting your Daily Heart Me. Glam, I think it was you. Appreciate you doing that, friend. So Tiffany, your question about the BAN, friend. Um, so what I talked about this a little earlier. What I had done or have been doing, I no longer do it anymore, is that my other account that is a shop account, I just changed it over to shop where it was a personal, it was positive affirmation messages. It was faceless, so you didn't see my face. Now I have a shop page, you do see my face. The AI does look at your facial recognition, so it knows if you've done what they consider what do I call it? They recognize your face, the facial recognition, so the original content. So you got to make sure you're not commingling when you don't have unoriginal content. So I shared in my stories content from that page. I had a thread over here. I was using this page to go sit in that live stream for my shoppable content over there. So it was things that I was doing with this page where I was commingling, connecting it too much with that other page, and that caused confusion. And so they consider that fake engagement, because I'm supporting my other page, but it's considered fake engagement. So you got to make sure you don't do that. And so I have now, okay, thanks for that. You're welcome. So now I've tried to detach myself from those two, from commingling those two accounts. I had to delete. I was following that account here too, so I deleted that, unfollowed it, and then I deleted the thread that I had some posts that was part of me sharing with that other page. So all that played into it. So I removed all that so that I can hopefully get out of the doghouse and out of the shadows. But right now, you usually will be there for at least 2 weeks. So I think I'm in the midst of it right now. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out throughout the month of June. But right now this is what's happening. Um, so let me catch up on comments. Thank you all. Uh, let's see. Yes, so that's how you explain shadow. It says live. You said it says live goal achieved, but when I click, it says 1 of 10. Um, I'm not sure. Are you talking about the donuts? It doesn't say it's achieved yet. I think it says 8 of 10. So maybe it was thinking of the last time it was achieved. Oh, you gave me a first gift, friend. He's like, let me give this lady my first gift. You got your blue box too. Let me talk about the blue box. I have not been doing that well lately. I've not talked about it. I end up answering other questions and I totally missed that. When I came back in, it's fixed. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you, Nikki. You keeping me honest. Thank you so much for making sure I stay on top of things. Tanya, how are you, friend? I did, sis. Thank you so much. Hold on 1 second. Um, Appreciate you, friend. Thanks. We'll come check you later. Appreciate you. You're welcome, friend. Oh, okay. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome, Tiffany. Dr. Lisa, good morning. How you doing, Harvey? How are you, friend? Thank you so much. What's considered fake engagement or a grow party? Mm. What's considered a fake engagement or a grow party? Um, those grow rooms, is that what you mean? The grow rooms with the music and people pinning and stuff and connecting. You got to be careful in those rooms. I mean, you got to be careful for a couple reasons. The live host needs to be careful too because, yeah, they will get dinged for what's considered fake engagement if people are just following and they're pinning people and all that's happening, and there's no true um, interaction and engagement besides trying to get follows for follow's sake. So you got to be careful about using words like scooped and followed and gotcha and all those things, because a lot of times those words are banned words, or they'll get filtered. Those become filtered words, and so your connection or your communication isn't being seen. The other thing I will say is that those rooms too will people will follow you in that room, and then they unfollow you when you leave. So they got you as a follower, but you don't have them. They didn't follow you back. So be careful, because a lot of that happens, because people, you want to make sure the most you can follow is 10,000 people. So you want to make sure that your ratios don't get too out of sync with having a whole lot of people you're following, and you have very little that are following you back. So make sure you pay attention to that as well. So that's important. And then if your goal is to go into those rooms, because maybe you're trying to get to 1,000, you want a clickable link, again, be mindful of trying to get it for that goal, because you'll end up with a lot of people who won't follow you back and you won't reach it. So just make sure. And then always check to make sure if any of those accounts are um, TikTok didn't BAN those accounts. So that's going to be important, that you don't have to deal with a ban or anything like that. You said no, not the rooms. What does that mean? No, not the rooms. Please explain. Hold on one second. Please explain the blue box. I am lost. Odell, yes, let me explain it. Share the live out, tap screen, drop. Oh, thank you so much, Nika. And do the things. So is it Odell? Is that it, Odell? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I appreciate you being in the room, friend. Let me explain that, because what Nika just said is actually somewhat the explanation. So a blue box is showing your engagement. You get engagement points from TikTok for how you interact in this live. So you see people with high level boxes, blue boxes, and they actually change shades of colors of blue. So you'll see some deeper blue ones are like the high engagers. It can go up to 50, okay? Level 50. So essentially what you're doing is showing TikTok, how you doing, Digital Wealth Tree? You're showing TikTok that you are here, you are engaging, you are supporting, you are helping the live grow because of the things you're doing in it. When you take your finger and hit the screen, it is liking. Those are sending hearts. Those hearts are represented here where it says 20.9K. We definitely want to get our hearts up, people. So if you can go ahead and support the live by liking the live. And so as you are doing that liking support, it shows TikTok that you are here, you want to grow, you are connecting with people, and in turn, TikTok, I'll put this one up now because TikTok keeps asking me to do it. So it's there, you all. So whoever, it's there for your support, but no pressure, because it keeps popping up. So I said I'll do it now. So thank you so much, friend. So as you are doing the liking, TikTok will give you points for that. So I tell people all the time, when you come into someone's live, you are coming into a relationship. That relationship is based on you engaging, and me as a live host. I call this a learn room, because I am educating, entertaining, or inspiring you. Whoever the live host is, whether it's you or you go to someone else's room, they should be doing one, if not all three of those things, okay? So you want to make sure that live is something you want to be in. And so you show your support by engaging. So liking the screen, sharing out the live, and then also commenting. Comments are important because TikTok sees that interaction and will put more people in the room. So commenting, liking, and sharing. You get points for that. If you do the daily heart me, you have to spend, so comment, liking, and sharing is free support. Sharing, press on my nose in the middle of the screen. If you press down with your finger, you see a screen to pop up. You could share it out to your followers, your friends. So that's called a power share. Or you can click that arrow down below. Thank you so, Ramona. Appreciate you, friend. You can click that share button where it says 248. Those are the shares that happen. How you doing, Wendy? I saw you peeking. Trisha, how are you, friends? I see y'all coming in. Shauna, thank you so much. I appreciate you following the live host. I'm just catching up for a second. Thank you all for sharing out the live. Good morning, Silver Fox. How are you, friend? Thank you so much for being here. So, um, Odiel, did I say that right? Odiel, I think I did. I think I said it right. You did the pronunciation for me. Thank you so much. Thank you. How can one find out all the band order? It's no way. It's in the community standards. They give kind of general things you can't do. They don't say a lot of things that you can't say, but you know their words in the context of like political commentary, celebrity names. You gotta avoid any words kind of connected to substances, illicit or legal substances. Try to avoid those type of words. So there are words that are things you can't do, and essentially things you can't say. So you just gotta be careful with what you say and how you say it. Okay, so you gotta have coins on your account. If you are going to be a full engager, look at your Silver Fox title gifter. That's from the gift gallery. I'll talk about that because as you saw, she was in purple. It said title gifter. So you need coins on your account to get the daily Heart Me. That's the Heart Plus, or sending gifts through the gift box, the gift gallery, the wish box. Those you need coins for, okay? Or the roses. You got to have coins in your account. So you get coins in your account by clicking the gift box in the right lower corner. There's a button to recharge. So you can get coins there. And that takes you in the app. There's a little bit of a processing fee. People typically go to the website so you can kind of avoid that processing fee. So that processing fee, you can get coins in the app. Website is www.tiktok.com. The / symbol coins, COIN. You go there, you can get coins. You can get coins, and then you have to log in. You can get coins for a little bit of discount. So I tell people you got $10, $20 in coins. That's like 1,000 or 2,000 coins. You get a little bit more because you got it from the website. Essentially, you can recharge and get coins, and then you can fully engage in a live. And then because of that engagement, I just broke down earlier the Scale Live rewards. You get 40%. TikTok gets 60%. TikTok wants you to give because they do get a percentage. That's just the game. But if you are playing the game as a viewer, you are getting new followers, new connections. You also have people who will engage in your content, especially as you're growing in your level. All of it is connected. It is what you put in is what you put out. Get out of it. And so if you're not putting much into it and much effort, you're not going to get as much out. Okay? Thank you so much, Glenn. How are you, friend? Thank you so much for sharing the live, friends. Ramona, appreciate your friend. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Sharon? Good morning, Dr. Lisa Community. Thank you so much, Trisha. You are so good with names. Am I really? No, I'm not. I see you all. Bridget, how are you? Good morning, everyone. Hello, Glam. All right, I see you guys. Thank you so much for coming into the room. I try when it comes to the names. I see you, Rosie. Thank you so much for the popular. Thank you so much for the follow, swearing. What is that? Sois? I love that. That's a great name. Swarming Sois. Thank you so much, everybody. And so, when it comes to not many people do. Oh, really? Not many people do? Really? I try. Like well, you guys, sometimes your names are so intimidating. And I see it, I was like, hey, friend. Hey, how you doing, friend? It's kind of like when you're in the streets and stuff, you can't remember somebody's name. You're like, hey, girl, hey. So I do a lot of that. When y'all name come up, I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna try it. Let me attempt. And then when I don't get it right, I'll say, okay, I butchered that. Marietta, she usually comes in because I didn't say her name right for the longest, and she finally got me right. So she set me straight. How you doing, Pep? Appreciate you. I went live last night. Did you really? Oh wow. How was it? Tell me, how was it, Trisha? You said Uncle Ham said left out me too, sis. Hey, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to butcher this. And then sometimes obviously the name is quirky. you want to say it. So it's fun to say. But for the most part, I try to say the names. And that's a tip. Let me share that. Especially Trisha, since you're going live, and my other people in the room who are going live. You want to welcome your people. Harvey, thank you for liking the live. You know, you want to welcome your people and let people feel seen and heard. Swearing, thank you so much. Swearing, so swearing. I think that says swearing. Why am I saying not saying swearing? Thank you so much for liking the live. It was better than the first, so I have one more to unlock my features. Hey, you're getting better with each one. That's it. You get better. You grow. You absolutely will get more improved. You'll see it. Practice makes progress. Okay? I am not telling you to search for perfection. I honestly want you to avoid perfection. So true, says, yeah, practice makes progress. It is not about you being perfect at this thing. You are going to get better each time you go. And to this day, I just told y'all, I bumble over names. I could do a whole blooper reel with some of the things I've done. And just recognizing that at the end of the day, I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to keep doing this. And I'm going to do it when the numbers are high. And I'm going to do it when the numbers are low. And you just keep showing up. And as you get better, TikTok gets to learn you. You get support from TikTok. You know, push your live out. Things will get improved. So don't stress over it. Yes, it does. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, this is life. This is real life. This is like, okay, as you practice something and you get used to doing something every day, you get better at it. Whether it's starting a new job, in those first couple months, you are on probationary status, that 90-day probation, and you are learning the job. You're learning the lingo. You're learning all the different people and all the different faces you're going to have to interact with every single day. You're learning their policies and procedures. That's it. You're learning. Okay? You're back in the beginning stages of going live. You are in orientation. And you're going to be in that 90-day orientation for a period of time until you get used to this. Now, the beauty of TikTok, it actually pushes people out now. Again, I tell you, I'm in the shadows, but it will push you out to the FYP so that you will now have more people come to your room because your topic resonates with them. So that goes back to when I say you gotta have a bio, you gotta make sure you know who you're talking to, you gotta make sure you're using the key words so that you can be successful. All that matters. Um, Odiel, did I say that right? Odiel, let me know if you're still in the room. If you are still in the room, let me check real quick and see if you're still in the room. If you are still in the room, couple things I'm going to point out to you. I did not explain, you said I'm here. I did not explain Blue Box. So I told you more or less the premise behind the Blue Box. So where you just wrote, I'm here, I want you to click your photo. Do me a favor. Anybody who wants to know the Blue Box, put Blue Box in the chat so you can click your photo. So Adele, so where you click, you're going to click your photo where you said, I'm here. A mini profile is going to pop up. Your mini profile now has level one. So under that level one, I want you to click that level one, and a blue screen pops up. That blue screen then tells you how many points you've collected to get to that level one. And then there's a / symbol that tells you the total amount of points you need to get to level two. And then underneath there is going to be your experience points, those engagement points for you coming alive and engaging. And it tells you, based on what you have and what you need, that difference. It tells you how many points you're striving for to get to the next level. So you want to constantly level up. You're in a live Blue Box. So everybody heard what I said? Click your photo, be queen, click your level 9. Tiffany, I want you to click your level 12. And then your blue box, that blue screen pops up and it tells you how many points you got, / symbol, how many points you need for that next level. And then underneath there's those experience points. So that's essentially what you're striving for. So you always want to come into a live and check your level. Check how many points you got, how many points you need to level up. Okay? So when you are coming into a live, you are actively engaging because you're thinking like, oh, let me level up. Let me be intentional about this. Let me make sure I'm supporting the live because I'm going to tap the screen. I'm going to share the live out. I'm going to comment. I'm going to get my daily heart rate. I'm going to do the gifting. But now I know how I can level up. B Queen, how you doing, friend? B Queen said, wait a minute, I only need a few points. Let me level up. That's it, friend. Congratulations. I know you're working through it. So that now you know. Now you're being intentional about it. That's what you're doing in a live. How you doing, Peb? Appreciate your friend. You said got it. Yep. So that blue box. You're laughing. So that blue box is all about it. Now, and then sometimes you look at your level, you're like, okay, I ain't gonna be able to level up in this live. But I might go to the next couple of lives and I'll level up because I'm gonna do my thing over there, do my thing over there. And so that is totally fine. And you want to do it with intentionality. So I tell people, check your blue box, check your level. Your level is important. That level helps TikTok. Again, TikTok is tracking you. And we were jokingly saying, to a certain extent, there's a blue box discrimination that happens, a blue box bias. Because people see the blue box and they're like, okay, these people know what they're doing. But then you'll go to another live, or like when I do my shoppable live, there's a lot of people with no blue boxes. And I'm like, these people don't know how to engage. They don't even know how to do it. So you got to spend some time educating your community. So if you're a live host and you don't have people, look at you see your first gift. Thank you for the heart post. I appreciate your friend. Um, thank you so much. So as you are actively doing your lives, you want to educate your community on how to properly engage in your live. Okay. And what is the heart with the one in it? It is your points. So that is where you click when you come in. That is the daily heart me. That's how you come in to become part of my fan club. Now, 2 weeks ago, they changed it to the fan club. It used to be join my team. It says now join my fan club when you get it. It used to be join my team. I like that connotation better, where it's more of a team approach, a team effort. We are all in this. I can't grow if I don't have a team of supporters. Now the connotation is like you guys are my fans. I'm this like it's a groupie concept. I don't care for that. I think at the end of the day, when I tell you when you come into a live, it's a relationship. We are essentially in a threesome. Okay, it's you, me, and TikTok. The three of us got to work together for this thing to work out. So obviously when you have a fan club, you have people who adore you, who are coming in, they're supporting you because they are supporters, and that's what fans do. Fans are supporters of whoever that person is. And so you just know that it's the same concept, but at the end of the day, you're coming to a live to support the live, and you just show your support. And support comes in different ways. Support comes in, clicking the daily heart me. It pops up and it tells you add a comment, claim your points. You got to claim points. You want to make sure you get points by sending gifts or putting a comment in or sharing out the live. It tells you all the different ways to engage, and you get points for that now because you're supporting this live because you are a fan of it. And then it tells you um, if you're coming into a live, it also tells you how to engage from a blue box. So the fan club is the orange heart that people have next to their name. That's what that is. They came in, they clicked that daily heart me. You instantly follow the live host. So if you're not following that person, you instantly follow them, and then you get points for your engagement. So you got to go back and claim those points. So you want to make sure you do that. Thank you so much for being on live. How you doing, friend? See you here. Thank you so much. And so you want to claim those points. And then you want to make sure, I always point to this. There's not a lot of people in the room, so you can see. If you click that, you'll see how you are performing in the live. It tells you in real time, tells you in the fan club, but it also tells you overall in the room how you are performing. And as a live host, you can see the data too of how people interact in your live. Give me 1 second. I just want to catch up on comments. I'm going to show you this again. I got to talk through that a little bit. I want to listen to you while doing something. Is that hurting your life since I can't like? Um, swarming, swearing, swearing. Your support comes in a couple different ways. So let me show you how you can support the live. Liking the live is part of it, but that's not the only way. The one by our name, I have I have a one, but I see some people with two. Do you see that on your end? The one by our name, is that the heart you're talking about when you have a one? So this is the first time you're in my live. So you get a little notch, that little Roman numeral one. That's what that is, a Roman numeral one. per week. When you come into a live, you can see how many days you've come to support, how many weeks. So that not that line is representative of week one that you've come. I think that's how it's calculated. Let me know if there's anybody else in the room that heard otherwise. But I'm almost sure when you read inside here, it speaks to you leveling, getting that heart because of your returning time over the course of each week. You get a little line for that, and so especially if it's consecutive, and then you can level up where you get a level up cake that says what level you're at in terms of your engagement. So that's slightly different. So it gives you a level, but also gives you a line to indicate how frequently you come to the live in consecutive weeks, brother. I'm back on my other account. Thank you so much, Trish. Appreciate you. Yes, be queen. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So it's the orange heart. So that's what that represents. So my friend Sandy, she's come back and she's level 19 and she's been back for at least 2 consecutive weeks. I think that's how the numbers are being calculated. Let me know though. I want to make sure that is consistent. So I think about somebody like Nika Grace. Nika Grace, you've been with me for a minute. So it says level 19. Okay. I still think that's the consecutive weeks, but maybe it's less, maybe it's not quite consecutive weeks. Maybe it's the level you're in and how many. I still think it's weeks. But let me know if that's not correct if y'all see something. Um, what level? I'm not sure. What do you mean, what level? Let me know what that means. Appreciate your friend. Thank you so much for being here. Um, you guys know let me do my commercial real quick because I have not done it. Um, so I gotta go. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much, Sandy Beach. Appreciate you being here. My friend, really quickly, swearing. If you click the number of people in the room right now, let me click that real quick. If you click that number, it shows you what level you are at in terms of your support. So you're ranked number 3 in the room, top viewers. You're number 3 because of your engagement in the room right now. People who have been here, people, when you leave, you lose your ranking. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You lose your ranking, and people will climb up higher, and it's based on them supporting. So it becomes kind of competitive. How you doing, Dr. Ray? Thank you so much for being here, friend. Um, Rosie, thank you so much. Rosie, your question. Let me make sure I didn't miss your question. Mine says I'm on level 6, but I still have 1 next to my heart. Yeah, I think it is based on, again, how many weeks you've come back consecutively. I think the heart nudge represents your consecutive time, your how many consecutive weeks you've come. So you've come not quite 2 yet. Maybe that's it. I feel like that's the answer, but I'm not sure if I'm missing something. You said, okay, I'm almost sure that's the answer. I have to go back and read up on the nudge and see if it says something else, but I think it's about your consecutive weeks in the live. Thank you so much. So when you click that heart, it tells you how you're ranking. So I wanted to point that out to you, friend. The other thing it shows is a question mark. So if you click the question mark in the right corner, it actually tells you how will you become a top viewer. You get points. Level 1 through 9 will have Roman numeral. There we go. Thank you so much, Lady BB. There she answered our question. So it's based on your level. Appreciate it. So your level will have 1 through 9. So you must have read that in instructions. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. That's what I need to know. So it's not the consecutive weeks, it's the level. Okay, yes. So 1 through 9 has the first nudge, then must be 9 through 19 has the second nudge, and then so on and so forth. Hope you have a great day on purpose. I will, humble, rich, peace, appreciate you. The level of your heart. So there's 2 levels. Your daily heart mate, you being a part of the fan club, allows you to get levels as well. You're leveling up. You see people who send that level up cake, the cake that has the candles and the level they're on, 10 through 19. Yep, 10 through 19 has level 2. Yep. Thank you, friend. See, she in there for me. Thank you, Lady BB. So it has the it has the level up cake that people will send out. So as you're leveling, and it says 20 through 29 has level 3. You're most welcome. Thank you so much. And then it keeps going. And so you're leveling up. Yes, okay, got it. Yep. And so you're leveling up in this room as part of the fan club. And then you also level up in the blue boxes. Blue boxes, really quickly, follow you to every single live. The orange heart, that heart me, is only for my live. You go to somebody else's live, you start all over there. You do what you do over there. But for my live, here's what you do. So it really is based on your engagement, how much you come back, if you're coming back weekly, if you're coming back daily, how you are supporting the live. And so you'll see how you level up. And so you'll see people who come in. I think I have, the highest I have is probably Mimi. Mimi is like level, I think she's like level 30 or something in my lives. So she's been coming back pretty frequently. Nika, I think you're pretty high too. What are you? Let's see, you're level, I think you're level 18 or so. Did you just level up? You might have leveled up. Yeah, 18. Yeah, so again, it just depends on how you're engaging and whose live you're fully supporting. So certain people will come to our live maybe weekly. Because again, through that 7 days, level 18 also. That through that 7 days, it grays out for you. If you don't come to someone's live or don't go to a live period. Okay, wait a minute. Let me say this differently. If you don't come to someone's live that you have gotten the daily heart meet, it will gray out on you for 7 days. Okay, so you'll see a gray box for someone who has not clicked your daily heart meet. You see that. You know that they haven't clicked it because it's grayed. And then the blue box will gray out with you where it disappears. You don't see it at all unless you click their mini profile. They gray it out and they don't show it at all, but it's grayed out because you've been gone for 7 days. So you haven't gone to anyone's live. You have not gifted. Maybe you've gone to a live, but you haven't gifted. It grays out. So TikTok will tell on y'all. TikTok will tell on you in a heartbeat. All your information is out there in terms of how you engage. So be ready. Be ready. When you get up to the 20s, you get a banner when you come into the room. Oh, nice. Oh, that's right. The flying banner when you come in. You're right. You're right. Yeah, the 20s, is it 25? Because the blue box is 25 and above. They get to fly in at the top of the room. So they get another recognition, a special recognition. The orange box as well. Yeah. So it depends on how it is. There's a gray box in here right now. You said there's a gray box. I didn't click anyone's to see who was grayed out. I don't do that to y'all. Nika apparently clicked somebody's and somebody was gray. I'm just gonna tell you, she telling on y'all, but she ain't say who. But just know you gotta make sure. Like I said, TikTok is telling on you in terms of how you engage. So people will sometimes decide if you don't have a bio. I say be careful about who you pick up, and then when you don't have and if you're not a high engager, people see that as well. You say that's hilarious. Yes, yes. So just know people watching you, people watching your behavior. And when you don't have a box at all, people see that. People see like, oh, this person, they're not an engager. Or maybe they're too new to understand. I didn't say, oh, he's so funny. She's using pronouns now. I love it. I love it. Yes, you gotta do right because TikTok is telling on you. Look at you telling. Yes. Yes. So yeah, just be mindful of who is watching you. And again, as you're picking up new followers, as you're growing your community, as you are going live, because that's what I teach. As you go live, you now know. You'll be able to look at this and you'll look at it from a new perspective now. Because now you're looking like, okay, now you're looking at the orange hearts as much as you're looking at the blue boxes. Because the blue boxes for me is kind of like, okay, this person is brand new. They're going around to everybody's live and not understanding what they need to get a blue box. And then when I teach about going live, I say you want to know this because when you go live, you'll be able to pay attention to your room. it all is correlated to how you are able to educate people and people will engage in your life. So you want to make sure that you understand how to do it first and foremost so then you can make sure you're sharing it with other people. Because people will come back all the time and say, why am I not getting engagement? So I actually had somebody come who frequents my live all the time. He's like, Dr. Lisa, would you come and talk to my people? Would you come and talk to them? Because I don't know if I feel comfortable sharing all the stuff about how they need to engage. But if you come to my live, can you talk to them and let them know that they need to engage? And here's why. And so I did that talk last week. But my point of saying that is you're going to have to make sure you know how to do it too. So you can support your community and you can grow um, as much as they're going to grow. Thank you so much, Blair, and I appreciate your friend. I do have to get live access first in order to have TikTok studios. No, TikTok studio, I know you're growing this account. TikTok studio will pop up, I think, 50 subscribers or less. Not that they're giving live access early, because you'll get it probably close to 50. Trisha, on this account because you're level 3. So you're already telling TikTok you're interested in going live. But the TikTok studio feature on your profile, it doesn't show up immediately. To your point, it doesn't. I think it's right around 50 followers. You'll see it. How you doing, Num Num? How you doing, friend? Love it. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So you don't have that tools and feature yet, but it'll come. It'll come soon. Define and Data, how are you, friend? Thank you so much, y'all, coming in the house. I told you guys, during near the 12 o'clock hour, you'll see where more and more people come through. You'll see that kind of traction that happens with people coming into your life. So that pops up too. That happens for you. Hello, friends. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you all for supporting the live. Um, Really quickly, hello, friend. Happy Wednesday. I am well. Thank you so much. Really quickly, let me do this for my friends that are in the room because I had a couple people comment. You guys already know I forgot to mention this, but I do co-stream on the YT. So this is a playlist. Anything I've said, especially for my new people in the room, anything I said or shared, it is actually on a recording on a playlist on my YT channel. Same name, Dr. Lisa Launch Your Income. So you can go over there, you can subscribe, you can watch my video. Make sure you watch, comment, like, subscribe last. You always subscribe last because the YT is very sensitive to fake engagement. And so you want to make sure you're engaging in a way that YouTube is going to approve that subscription. If you are not watching things, because it's not social media, it's a search engine. People go over there to search videos. They're getting how-to instructions. They're getting education information. They're getting entertainment. But again, the goal is that you're watching something. You're not just pressing a button and subscribing to people's channels. So you got to watch something. So I tell people you want to be over there because that is part of how you can monetize when it comes to monetizing over there because people will watch your videos and if you have a lot of viewers and stuff and you actively engage hold on one second, you actively engage TikTok will I'm sorry, YouTube will, people will go to your links. They will go, YouTube offers ad dollars and revenue that you can get. So there's a whole monetization structure over there. So you want to be intentional about engaging and posting over there so that you can grow. How you doing, Ash from New York? How you doing, friend? Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Miss B. How are you, friend? Define and Dana, thank you so much for being here. Can you tell people where to check to see if they have live access? Oh, yes. Um, so if you are on your profile page, you want to click TikTok Studio. That should be on your profile page if you have access yet. So Trisha said she had a new account. I said you get it right around 50, but it'll pop up on your screen. TikTok Studio. Thank you so much, class. How are you, friend? Class with Kelsey. Appreciate you being here. This is your other account. Thank you for joining and extending that subscription or creating an subscription on this account. Appreciate you, friend. So if you click TikTok Studio at the top, you'll see tools, you'll see live. You get live access. I tell people all the time, you don't need 1,000 followers, you don't need 500 followers, you don't need 100 followers. You just need a blue box. I think you get around 50 subscribers. Followers with a blue box. But if you are not a high engager, if you're not engaging and coming alive, TikTok will make you wait longer to get more followers so that you can get live access. So just keep that in mind. It's all about your engagement with people's content, your engagement with live sessions, but you got to be an engaged viewer. You'll see where that will prohibit you from getting things as you're not engaging. The When it comes to live access, also, um, so the live home screen, that's where you can see your live recordings. You get recordings. Every live is recorded. And then also you'll see where you can schedule a live event. You can see your fan club members. There's a box for that. So scroll down. You'll see all that. And then you'll see a box that says go live. Click the go live. It doesn't make you go live first. It makes you go to the setup screen where you can put the title of your live. You can press some of the privacy settings. Some of the settings surrounding audience controls or content disclosure, if that's what you want to cut on. You also can set your gift, your wish box. And so that's another thing you can do. Thank you so much, Kelsey. I appreciate you, friend. Appreciate all the support, friends. So yeah, all that is part of how you fully engage. All right, friends, it is after 12 o'clock. Let me check something. I don't know if I can check it from here. I have a couple meetings. I usually walk you through my stand store because I don't want my nervous, shy people. I want you all to go get my free download. It's called From Overthinking to Action. If you are somebody in this live and you're like, Dr. Lisa, I need to meet with you, I do have one-on-one consultations. If you want to meet, you can book that. I have it booked out for have availability for the at least 3 weeks out. So you should be able to get something that works for you. If you want to meet, you want to talk about your business strategy, maybe you already have products and services you offer, and you're like, people aren't buying. I'm trying to figure out what I should be doing differently. Meet with me and we can talk about it. You said two. Awesome. Oh, it says my internet is unstable. Whatever. TikTok. Um, and then I also offer a starter kit for my friends that are looking at growing and developing in this digital marketing space. So it teaches you about how to understand the fundamentals of digital marketing. It also teaches you how to brand yourself, how to create products within Canva to promote to your audience, and then ultimately how to make sure you set up your infrastructure, your storefront. I use Stand Store. You might want to use Beacon or System.io. Whatever you're doing, you can bring it to this space, market it. You can make money off going live, but you want to make additional passive income where people are buying your solution. Okay, so that's important for how you grow. And if you're truly monetizing, and I talked about YouTube, if you want to have passive income where you're making money in your sleep, because people are essentially going to your YT channel or they're going to your storefront because they heard you go live and you shared something and now they want to go there and buy something. Just recognize that's a strategy. Okay, so I said this conversation here, my 10 o'clock is based on being as strategic as possible. My 4 p.m. is mindset. Those are the two differences: strategy, mindset. Okay, so I want you all to be successful, but it starts with you. Starts with you setting up the infrastructure. How you doing, Amanda? And then the other product that I have in my storefront is a couple other products are in there. I have UBC. UBC is the ultimate branding course. So when you think about a comprehensive course teaching you about branding and teaching you about digital marketing, that's that course. So you want to make sure you have all the tools that you define it, all the tools to be successful. But again, it starts with you. Okay? And you can be successful. However, you got to put in the work. You got to know who you're talking to. You got to know who is your community in terms of other people who are in your ear cheerleading you on, rooting for you, supporting you, helping you grow. If you don't have that team of people, you're not going to grow. I'm just going to be honest with you, because you don't know what you don't know. There's things you don't understand, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do it on my own. But you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. Not that you shouldn't make mistakes, but you're going to make unnecessary mistakes. So you always want people who are going to support your growth. Okay? You want to surround yourself. I'm in at least 5 mentorship groups. At least. I probably need to sit down and just add them all up one day so I can give y'all an accurate number. But that's how I operate. I want to be around people who are going to support me. Motivators, yes. Yes. And so in my 4 o'clock mindset conversation is, you're probably around people who are reinforcing the narrative that you're nervous, you are scared, you are shy, you are introverted, you are all these things, because people are saying, yeah, you're too shy for that live stream. Yeah, you know what? That going live is nerve wracking. Oh, it's overwhelming. If you got people in your head saying that to you all the time, you're gonna think that. I didn't come live. I didn't even engage with social media because I was of that generation where you heard all the horror stories about it. Oh, people are stalking. Oh, people are doing this. So, yeah, people are doing that. But there's a lot of people who are not. There are a lot of people who are here positive. There are a lot of people who are making a whole lot of money on this app. And so I had to tell myself, okay, well, if they can do it, why can't I? I would go to lives and I was like, oh, that person's no better than me. I can do that. I know I can do that. Yeah, it's gonna be a little awkward. It's gonna be a little weird at first, but I'll be fine. So you got to tell yourself and surround yourself around people who will give you the truth, okay? Who will help you understand how to do this successfully and that you can do it. Miss B, you said I'm introverted, shy, and scared. But at the end of the day, guess what? I'm introverted, shy, and scared too, and I still came up and did it. Okay? Yes, I am a I am an introvert. I'm okay with saying that. It's funny, I told my daughter that. She was like, Mommy. She said, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Dude. She said, I could see that. But I could see if you said you wasn't either. I was like, yeah, I guess I'm not all the time. He says, so am I, Trisha. I get it. But once you start getting here, it's the thing. So here's our introverts. Introverts, we say stuff in our heads. And it sounds good in our heads. It's hard for us to have it in the moment. We say something very witty and on time. But we are talking. We are communicating in our heads. Okay? So what you're going to do here, thank you, Lady BB. What you're going to do here, you laughing. Yeah, we talk to ourselves all the time. You're just going to talk to yourself outside. Stuff you're saying in your head, you're just going to say it to yourself. You're talking to yourself. Yeah, yeah. We do it all the time. And so you just come here and you just start talking to yourself. And I tell you all the time, you are talking to your best friend, the person you love the most, the person you care about the most. You are looking that person in the face, in their eyes, and you are just having a conversation with your best friend. It just so happens that there's people in the comments, or there's people who are not tapped in, they didn't tap the screen yet to come in the room yet, that are listening. But you're having a conversation. And you're encouraging yourself. Very good advice. It is. And you're encouraging yourself, and you're saying all the things to yourself that maybe yourself needs to hear. Or maybe other people who are listening, they need to hear. But you're just having a conversation. Queen Love, how are you, friend? Thank you so much for being here. That's it. That's the way you have to think about it. And so then as you start talking and as you're engaging, you realize, I'm like, okay, all right. So how do I get people to tap? Tell me where you're from. The people who are out there, tell me where you're from. And you get people to start commenting. Oh, if you're new to my room, let me know if you're new. Have you seen me before? Or if you are brand new as a live coach, you can say, hey guys, I'm new. This is my first time doing this, or this is my second time doing this, or this is my first week. I just talk to myself. That's it. I can just talk. You are literally talking to yourself. That's it. If that's the way you need to think of it, because that's what's happening. You are talking to yourself. And you're talking to yourself, and you can practice. That's the beauty of this, because you can keep talking and repeating things and saying things. You said, I hear you. in a way that hopefully it'll resonate and it'll sound really good and eloquent, and then you could take that clip and then you can clip that on to your social media page. So again, it becomes content. I haven't did a live yet. Yes, you gotta go live, friend. And so what I teach here, I teach about going live. That's what I talk about. Now, when you go to those other rooms, you don't hear people talking about going live necessarily. You'll come across some other rooms that will do it, but my point is there's a lot of people who are doing it for themselves. What I teach is I want you to go live and I want you to do it for your target audience, for your community, so that they hear your voice, they receive your wisdom, you're offering your solution to whatever their pain points are. So I talk about it from a slightly different angle because I see this as a way for you to make additional passive income, but it starts with you. So you can go live and monetize and you can offer a solution. Okay? So you're helping somebody in your niche and your topic to grow. How many rooms, team activities are you supposed to complete daily? How many rooms, team activities? TikTok has different challenges that happen within your live. I don't know if there's any specifics on how many rooms and challenges you need to do daily. You know, obviously the daily heartening, you're doing it for this particular live, and you can go to someone else's live and do it over there. So yeah. So I don't think there's a goal per se. Let me know if I didn't understand that question. Anybody else would say differently? Let me know. Question, I have people showing up, but I saw 0 comments. Yeah, you gotta get people to start commenting. Yeah, you might just have to ask people who's new. Tell me where you're from. Have some questions. You understood. Okay, appreciate your friend. Um, yeah, so tell me where you're from. Let me know if you have any information, fill in the blanks relating to your topic. Like, have you ever crocheted before? Are you new to crochet? It just depends on what your topic is. So you just want to make sure people are engaging. Um, for you might talk about, you might want to talk about, your topic surrounding building wealth. It's like, okay, who's not concerned about retirement? Who's not concerned about, again, it's just about a matter about your topics. So I was looking at your bio. Your bio is a believer of Jesus, affiliate, content creator, former U.S. Marine. Interesting. How are you, friend? Thank you so much. So yeah, whatever your topic is, if you're talking about affiliate marketing, here's what happens with your live. So I'm pausing a little bit because once you start growing and going live, look at my live bio. Your bio's going to change because you're going to say you're a live host and you're going to put your time and time zone. And you may even put some words that align with your topic for your live stream. So are you talking about spiritual awareness? Are you talking about how to become an affiliate marketer? So again, are you talking about the military and becoming a Marine? So again, so you want to make sure your words align. But it starts, I would say, up to your bio as well. But it starts with getting people just to talk and connect. Thank you for my freedom. Oh, that's sweet. Divine and Dana. Thank you. Thank you, Motivational Inspiration. Motivation, inspiration, your topic. To who? Who you motivating and inspiring? So here's the reason why I asked that question. You'll probably come back with an audience, your target audience. But I think you need to know who you're talking to because, again, thank you so much, Odile. Odile, did I say it right? Odile. So as you talk to your audience, you'll be able to name and talk about their pain points. You'll be able to talk through, again, as you think about, I always say your audience is based on that demographic, the psychographic, and the pain points. Those 3 categories you kind of need to know. You need to know who's your demographic you're talking to. Are you talking to men? Are you talking to women? Anyone who stop by and listen. Okay. So now people who've been in my room before they know what I'm about to say. So here's the secret sauce. If you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. Because people are gonna swipe by. You need to talk to them instead of you talking to no one. That's it. Trisha said, "You talking to no one." That's what she gonna tell you. You talking to no one. They need to resonate with your message. Okay, okay. They need to resonate with your message. So, ideally, I want to talk to everybody. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you who my audience is, and 90% of y'all are here. You're people who, first of all, for this particular live, you're people who are curious about how to make money going live. That's first and foremost. So your whole focus is like, okay, I'm curious about going live. I'm also curious about making money. Now, there's a group of you who are very shy, my introverted people, my nervous people. Those are my people in the room too. Many of you probably had started that way. And then there's that group that's curious about how to work this app in terms of the mechanics of it. Like, how do you get a blue box? What does the daily heart me means? How do you said that's me. You're all of it. Which one are you? So your audience is often a reflection of you. So if you're really thinking about your audience, yep, all. So Dominique, is that it, Dominique? Let me see. Dominique Shy GH. Is that Chicago? Is that what Shy means? Let me know what that means. I think it's Dominique, but let me know if I'm saying that. He said that's me. So your audience is often a reflection of you. So I was the person who was like faceless. I told you I had a faceless account at first, and I was curious about going live. I was curious about if, before I became curious, I would go to live rooms, and I was just curious about the app, just understanding TikTok. That was kind of my curiosity at first. And then the curiosity, I started coming across pages that are profiles that talked about, well, actually, let me take a step back. I downloaded TikTok because I saw a, a post in FB at Facebook because I was over there at first. And someone talked about, they were referring to the TikTok shop essentially. So this commercial, you know how when you stop and watch something, same algorithm here, kind of operates similar on Facebook too. If you watch something and you look at something long enough, it will keep showing up in your feed because you stopped and watched it. So any of those ads, if you click and continue to watch the ad, you will start seeing that in your feed. So I had done that, and it started showing up in my feed. And they were talking, I want to do a faceless page also. Yeah, Miss B, that's how I started. And so I started watching it. I was like, okay. And the person was talking about making money on it was essentially, she was promoting um a group that she belonged to. So she must have bought an ad or was part of this group's commercial. They bought an ad. And so she was promoting this group, but the group was teaching you about TikTok shop. So that's essentially what it was. It was teaching you how to be a part of the affiliate program. And I was like, TikTok shop affiliate program. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I went ahead and downloaded it. I actually set in on the free webinar, just in all transparency. I set in on the free webinar because that's what it was about. It's like, oh, here's our free webinars coming up, blah, blah, blah. So I set in on it. And I was like, okay, I'm curious about TikTok Shop affiliate program. Interesting. And the webinar gave you enough information. So now that I think back on it, it gave you enough information. So I was able to then open up a TikTok account and started being intentional about my engagement. I had already had TikTok from my other account with my daughter, but I was like, now this is going to be a separate account where now I can go around and I can be anonymous because I was faceless and kind of get a sense of TikTok because I don't want to mess up my other page that was out there. So I started there. So then I started going to the lives, and then I started realizing, I was like, interesting, this whole content creation piece. I was like, I want to learn more about being in this digital marketing space, which is why I ended up getting UBC. I started going to lives, looking at all the different courses out there, because I was like, oh, well, people are making money here, but let me understand how to do it correctly. And so I ended up doing a course, essentially purchased UBC to learn about digital marketing, understand it from a branding perspective, because I get the concept of your brand matters because I have an MBA. So my MBA is in marketing. So I get marketing. I just didn't understand digital marketing and didn't understand all the facets of it. So I wanted to make sure I understood that so I could be successful. So I created the other page. I looked at the time. I think I have a meeting. I want to make sure I'm not going to miss anything. Okay, I should be good. I think my meeting's a little later. All right. So I got that. I got the premise of it, and then I started going to lives, and I heard other people talking about it, and they were face forward. And I was like, huh, they're face forward now. Am I nervous? Like, what's the process? And then they would start talking through their process. Kind of me, the tips I give here. Like, make sure you just show up and be consistent. Do 30 days. So by then it was December. And so I had already started this page. And I was like, okay, new year, new me. Let me go ahead and do this starting in January. Because someone has shared how they had done 30 days in December. So I was like, okay, so January I'm just going to start going. I'm going to be nervous because I had already done some lives where I was faceless on my other account. And then I had unlocked the 3 lives here because I had just turned on the screen and I just talked for like 15, 20 minutes. And I did, and you guys actually can go on my YouTube channel, my YT channel. Those videos I did are little clips of me going live. And I just talked. And I actually talked about a topic that talked about making sure you, with the new year, making sure you have a goal, you have a plan, and you take action. I called it the GPA. As you are thinking about being intentional, you need to set a goal for yourself, create a plan, and then take the action. Okay? So for me, I was like, okay, new year, I'm going to engage in this process. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to show up. So now you're talking to a person who's gone every day, practically every day, since January. Because I was like, okay, I have a goal. My goal is 2025. I'm going to do this consistently. I'm going to show up. I'm going to engage. I'm going to deal with the highs and the lows of how TikTok operates. I'm going to take it all in. I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to help others. I'm going to motivate and inspire them. And so I just keep showing up. So my point of saying that is, in my early point of my lives were talking to people who were like me. My lives were focused on making sure my audience felt inspired and empowered to do this. And I was talking to, typically, and again, people who were going to listen to me were people who resonated with my personality, who resonated with the way I engage and connect, who resonated with maybe my teaching style, and so that's who you're talking to. Now, you actually can use AI to kind of give you a little bit more information so it can really hone in on your demographic, the psychographic of your audience, meaning how they think, their values, their interests and passion, and then those pain points. Okay? All of that. You said all of that. But you're talking to that person. So, as much as you want to say you want to talk to everybody, you got to make sure what you're saying, those keywords in particular, and then overall your message is going to resonate with your audience. Okay, great advice. Yeah, you got to. So, and as you build that community, they get to know, like, and trust you. You guys hear me say that all the time. How you doing, Eugene? Thank you for the tips. You're welcome. They get to know, like, and trust you. And then you can then take that. Oh, the Daily Heart Me. You had done that Daily Heart Me. I'm just seeing. You don't have a blue box either, friend. Thank you. Oh, yes. How you doing, Eugene? How's everything going? Have you gone live yet? Let me know. I'm gonna call you out, friend. Let me know if you've gone live yet. Thank you for the roses, friend. Look at you. Now, look at you. I think you got your blue box. Did you get your first blue box? You did. Look at you. You might have had it grayed out. Is that what happened? Were you the person Nika was talking about? Nika, was that the person? I never clicked to look. I never did look. Chris Pyman, thank you so much for being here. Thank you all. So I appreciate you. You guys make me laugh. You make me laugh so much. I enjoy this live stream stuff. You will enjoy it too, because as you build your no, but I see two now. Just saying. Thank you so much. How you doing? What is it, Enard? Thank you so much for being here. Hello, how are you? You're so funny. Yes, I see some more. Yes, how you doing? Eugene, you didn't answer my question. Unless you're getting filtered. Let me know if you answered my question because I asked if you were going live. I appreciate the popular votes, friend. How you? Oh, heavens, love. How are you, friend? That is your picture. How are you? Hello. You don't have a bio on this account though. We're gonna get some words in that bio. Is there a way to book a consultation with you? Yes, it's on my stand store. Let me go to my stand store. Let me show you my profile. I've been so bad lately. I get to talking to you guys. What's happened? Sorry, I have not yet. What? Well, no, let's wait a minute. You don't get a laugh or a clap. What's going on, sir? It's been months. What's the deal? Um, Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go to my stand store. I've been bad about promoting, and you do want to promote. So don't follow what I'm doing. You absolutely want to promote your services, your resources, your solutions. You do. What's happened is really just time. And what's happening is that I have appointments and stuff, and so I don't have appointments today. And so I really should make a point. I have an appointment later today, rather. I should make a point to do this every single live, especially my 10 o'clock. My 4 p.m. I'll walk you through my stand store in a way that helps you see what resources I have available. But I'm usually going to my last product, which is my overthinking guide. That is where it's a free download for my nervous, my shy people. It's a mindset guide. So it's in there on purpose because a lot of what I talk about, I told you my 4 o'clock is about mindset. My 10 o'clock is where I promote my bundle, I promote my consultation, I promote UBC. If you are nervous about going live, I have a checklist, a 3-page checklist to help you go through what you should be doing before your live, during your live, and after your live. And then I have a chat GPT guide. So I just talked about your audience, you need to know them. In that guide, I give you prompts to come up with the right prompt to talk to your audience and essentially make sure you are able to talk to them, do an intro script, know your topic. So all that is in that guide. Really quickly, if you click my photo here, my mini profile is going to pop up. If you click my profile again, it will take you to my main profile. I'm getting there. You will, friend. Let me check your bio. That's exactly where it's at. It's a link in my bio. I have no excuse. You have no excuse, sir. It's been months now. It's time. It's go time. I rebranded my tiny art nonprofit. Oh, love that. Great. Yes, love that. Oh, wow. Eugene, yes, it's been months. It's been months. Now it's time to go. Let me say this really quickly because I'm gonna show you my stand store. Um, you really want to go soon because again, we're about to hit this um, new extension deadline. And if you start going now, people will get to know, like, and trust you. You'll have a community. Your live is available. People will come to it, and people will then ultimately come and support you. So it becomes part of a strategy to start doing it now because it's just going to get extended again, or we get new owners, and then ultimately you're going to get away from people who come here who want to sit in on different lives, and you'll get that growth from that. I want to support my followers, but completing all the team activities is tasking. What do I do? You want to, you know what I end up doing? I try to float around. I don't get to everybody's live because not everybody's going live, but I try to float around. You got to be a little bit careful with floating around too much because the algorithm is paying attention to what you watch. So you try to ideally go to rooms where those rooms are similar to your topic. So I try to do that, but then some of my new people, I try to support them too. So my algorithm stays kind of confused. But right now I'm in trouble for real, with going and doing the whole commingling of my accounts with the other page. So yeah, so you just want to make sure you're actively paying attention to that. Hold on 1 second. I think I confused the algorithm. Yeah, definitely. When you have a new page, when you start interacting the two pages, I did too. So I did. So you just got to be careful. I'm in the shadows right now. So So just take your time, continue to support. Okay. Hello, MD Hutch. Thank you so much. Appreciate you subscribing. MD Hutch, appreciate the support. Okay. As a curious person at the intersection of many cultures, yeah. So you're going around and stuff, yeah. So yeah, just be, if you're going to use this page for doing that, maybe just make that page your curiosity page, going around to different accounts, and then your main page, you're staying very focused. So that's what I'm doing with this account. Moving forward, this account I'm doing here on this phone. My other accounts, I'll focus on my tablet, and I will use that for my tablet. And then I have a third account where when I want to search aimlessly, that's where I'll go for that. Really quickly, let me do this. So profile, mini profile pops up. If you click my profile up here, mini profile pops up. If you click my profile picture again, it will take you to my primary page. You guys will see my Stand Store link. And you can click my Stand Store link. And it'll take you to my Stand Store. Let me go here. Trying to launch my travel business. Also recruit individuals who want to earn while they travel. That's good. So you're trying to use your TikTok for that? Awesome. Definitely need to start going live. Yes, you do. You do. Odell exclusive travel. Love that. Yes, you do. That's where you're going to find your people. Absolutely. You just need to be intentional about your live journey and just start. This is the time to start though. So UBC, I talked about that. That's the branding course. It is an awesome course. I treat it almost like back in the day we have an encyclopedia of information. It teaches you in these short videos. You're learning from 7, 8 figure earners. You are learning how your brand matters to your audience. If you're looking to be an affiliate for a business or a brand, you're trying to get brand deals. If you're trying to be on different social media platforms, all the things that's going to help you with building your brand and your brand identity, and then ultimately for connecting with your audience. Let me say, my friends. Let me say, my friends. Lady BB, let me know. It got cut off. I think your comment got cut off. Maybe it got filtered. Thank you so much. I appreciate the hand heart, friend. So grab the sneak peek if you're curious about UBC, but it is my course, my bundle. UBC in my bundle, I had a whole rant earlier where I was talking about Discord and not liking it. So I use IG as my group chat. So IG has a great group chat feature where you can add links, you can pin comments at the top. You actually can send social media pages and stuff. You also in the DM, you can send a voice memo like I'm talking to you all and you just hear my voice. You can actually do a video chat if you want to. And you can do your traditional text in the DM. So I like it a lot. And I have 2 group chats. I have one for my people who purchase UBC, where you're getting information from me there, just encouragement mainly right now. And it's also a space like if you have questions, you can come back and ask me questions. I don't want to be the person where you bought a course from me and you don't know how to get started, you're not sure about what to do. So that's what UBC offers. And then you have another group chat, which is my Launching Our Blueprint bundle chat. That chat is really a support network, but it also gives you access to me. People who buy my bundle, which is kind of like a starter kit, helping you with understanding digital marketing, who buy it, they're able to get access to me. Thank you so much. Look at you, Frank. You all engaging now. I love it. You said you're level 7 because of it too. Came in here with no box, no nothing. And you're like, look here before I leave. I'm gonna be a high engager. Love it. You are so generous with your teaching. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, there's no reason why you can't be successful. You just do need the right mentorship and coaching and the right resources. And so, yeah, everybody can learn. We can all do this and be successful at it. The bundle comes with 3 mini courses. A mini course on digital marketing is the fundamentals. It'll essentially help you understand this business model, how to set up your pages, what are the definitions of the different type of products that are out there when you think about master resale rights or private label rights or affiliate marketing or digital marketing as a whole, digital products. So it gives you all those definitions in these in an audio and video course, as well as it's going to teach you how to create your own digital product and how do you develop it surrounding your brand and knowing who your audience is. So you get master resale rights. So if you want to take this course and rebrand it and sell it, you absolutely could. And then you also have like 40 private label rights, material books, ebooks that you can rebrand if you choose to, or just sell them outright. So that's all yours. It's going to teach you Canva and how to brand yourself. That's 47. Last month I had it at it's normally 127. Last month I had a special where it was 57. This month I even dropped it lower to 47. So you're actually getting a deal that people from April and May did not get. February and March was a different promotion, but April and May got the higher promotion. And so now it's dropped even more to 47. Okay. Um, these are the two other products, the 3-page checklists that will teach you how to set up your live stream, what to do before, during, and after. And then you have the checklist here that is based on what you should be doing. I'm sorry, the chat guide to tell you how to set up your live stream. So it's 6 steps and it's about 20 different prompts for you to use successfully with creating your live stream with ChatGPT. Consultations, anybody who wants to schedule one with me, like I said, I do a 45 minutes business strategy meeting so we can meet and you can meet with we can talk through, you know, whether you have your own business model or you're trying and curious about getting started, where to start, or you have your own digital products and you're not making sales and you're trying to figure out how to make sales. I have those strategy conversations with you. And so really what happens is that a lot of people will think that, you know, it's easy to come in here and just start talking, but there is a sales strategy in play too. So you want to make sure you understand how to leverage this live stream to support your strategy. Okay. So that's here. So it's a 45-minute private business strategies conversation. I have 6 spots left. I'll probably extend that out some more for open up some more for later in the month as well. Um, the free download is this. This is the mindset guide. It is free. Just put your name and email in there. And it teaches you how, it's a workbook essentially. So it's going to walk you through how to make sure you're thinking about your mindset. Because a lot of it starts with how we think and operate. We say negative things to ourselves. We overthink. We have these cognitive distortions where we're saying we failed once, so we're going to always fail. Or we'll say, you know what, I'm not as eloquent, or I'm not like that person. They're an expert. I'm not an expert. You don't need to be an expert. Stacy P, you're welcome, friend. You don't need to be an expert. I tell people that all the time. You just need, because recognize there's someone who's newer than you. You just need to take the initiative. And so once you take the initiative, you will see where people will get to know, like, and trust you because they see you as someone who is taking those steps that they're maybe afraid to take, or maybe they're nervous about taking, or maybe they just need a little bit more information before they decide to take it. And so seeing you do it is going to motivate them. So I just want to say that because I think that's often the problem with people too, where they don't take the steps because they're thinking they have to be an expert. Um, Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see, really quickly. This is the 3-page step guide for TikTok. This is what you do. So I have a whole list of things. Be a pioneer for someone. Love that. Absolutely. What you should be doing before your live, during your live. These are some steps. And then after your live, how to look at some of the analytics back there and making sure that you are staying up to speed. And then this is the 6-page chat guide. So again, how you doing? I am Fry. How are you, friend? I am free. Is that it? I am free. Your niche, your topic, your audience, how to use chat to help you with your audience, how to come up with maybe even an intro script. Like maybe you don't know how to start your live. And so not that you're reading it, but you all have that script to use. And then there's a host of other prompts and suggestions I give. This is the overthinking guide. And so here is, and when you really think about it, it's titled as a goal setting guide. I think it's the combination of goal setting as well as mindset. And it's a workbook. So the first couple pages, you're going to talk about yourself. It kind of gives some context, but really this page is where it starts. I love that. Yes, that's what sometimes people just need, kind of that self work when it comes to setting the right mindset or having the right mindset. Hi, how are you today? I'm doing well, friend. As an overthinker, yes, yes. Again, I tell you all the time, your audience is a reflection of you. I am an overthinker. I'm a recovering overthinker. Recognize that I am still a work in progress. I still sometimes will overthink what I'm doing. And I have to tell myself, okay, you've thought about this enough. Analysis becomes paralysis. Now you're going to do something. I don't care what it is, you're going to do something. And so I have to tell myself that. So recognize that's what you do. I made a goal for myself before June hit. I was going to do my thumbnails for my YouTube page because I had not sat down and did my thumbnails. I did thumbnails after I said it here on the live. I did thumbnails, so I have 16 thumbnails ready to go. I hadn't done a video because I'm doing these live streams where it's a playlist, but I have not done a video where it's a standalone video by itself in quite some time. Yesterday I recorded a video. Now I need to edit the video and make sure I do all the edits and stuff. And so I said, okay, the first step before the night ends, Miss, you are going to record your video. And that's what I did. I was like, I have been thinking about this for all this time. I had done the thumbnails like 2 weeks ago. And I said, okay, now you need to record a video, put this thumbnail on. And I kept saying that every day. So I was like, okay, you will not let you can't go to bed until you do a video. So what happened is that I wanted to edit yesterday, but it was still showing up in the system that it needed to process. So I was like, okay, well, at least it's recorded. It'll process overnight. And then today, when I get a moment, I'm going to edit my video and I'm going to post my first video. So actually, you're supposed to post two with the YouTube rule or best practice is what some creator put out there is that you want to put two videos back to back. So you can have a video that says the video you've done, and then in the screen it shows the upcoming video is your next video. So it has another video to connect with. So I need to record a second video. So I may not end up posting until later in the week or by the weekend. So we'll see. We'll see how I can play it out. Thank you all. I appreciate you all coming in. Thank you. I was marinating overnight. Yeah, it's marinating overnight. Yes, it is. So really quickly, positive mindset is what you want to start with. So that's why this workbook starts this way. It is focused on your mindset. You're going to see in this workbook, it goes back and forth between positive mindset and that cognitive distortions, the negative stuff that we do, the overthinking awareness. And I do that on purpose because you guys just sat here in my live and you've been listening to me. And you're like, you know what? She's so smart. I love what she's sharing. She is spot on. And you feel so encouraged. And you're going to leave this live and you're not going to do anything about it. It happens all the time. And I get it. That's how our mind works. How you doing, Omeka? How are you, friend? But that's how our mind works because we'll go back and forth with hearing great information, positive inputs, and then you get to the point where you let the negative inputs take over. Oh no, I don't have time. Oh no, I won't do it. Oh no, I can't start. Oh no, I have all these fears and nervousness. I can't do what she's doing. So again, just recognize that that's what we do to ourselves. But this book is going to take you through that process as well. Checking in quick. Hey there. Appreciate your friend. So with this, you'll see where it goes into the overthinking awareness and just recognizing those emotions, the triggers and patterns that you have. And throughout this workbook, you're going to see a lot of relaxation techniques, things to kind of help you get you in the right mindset because you're stressed and maybe overwhelmed. Maybe there's a lot to know or a learning curve in play. I don't want you to be overwhelmed about it. Yes. I want you to breathe. I want you to relax. I want you to be intentional about what you're doing. So this is going to give you some relaxation. And then the next thing is like finding those hobbies. A lot of times you reduce stress when you have a hobby. I also put this in here because a lot of times you have a hobby that would be great for TikTok. So if you're a gardener, there's a huge community for that. Hello, how you doing? I am Sean. How are you, friend? There's a huge community for my gardeners. There's a huge community for my mindfulness people. There's a huge community for my crafters, my crocheters, my knitters. All those people, my artists and painters. I do MBSR and silent retreats, life changing. Wow. Um, is that like AMSR? MBSR? Let me know what's the difference. Um, the meditation people, your dancers, musicians, artists, all those people are popular. The book talk community, they are huge. Okay, people who are doing anything with books, a huge community here. Thank you so much. Okay, mindful based stress relief reduction. Gotcha. Gotcha. Gain focus on this in your bundle for an hour today. There we go. That's your homework. Love it. Love it, Omaka. Appreciate you, friend. That's what you do. You got to build in the time for it, friend. So, yeah, so find your hobby. Cooks are really popular, all the DIY stuff. Find your hobby and do it. Yes. Book talk, nice. Yeah, they're huge. And so then you're going to think about boundaries. I put this in here because we need to set the boundaries. Set the boundaries on our time because people are like, I don't have time to do this. Find the time in the morning. Find the time in the evening when you go to bed. TikTok streets do not close. People are here 24/7. And if you come in the middle of the night at these TikTok live streams, you're going to be like, oh my goodness. Okay? Because there's a lot going on, a whole lot going on, but recognize the streets don't close. And so time is important, personal space and boundaries where you're able to say, okay, I can do this because, I have the time because my kids are in school or they're older or at camp or doing some other things. So figure out those boundaries, figure out the physical space. You see, I don't use a big space, so figure out your physical space. Yes, a lot, all time zones. Yes, they are amazing. It's amazing. Yes. Nighttime hits a bit different. Yes, it does. These streets are jumping. Okay, and then you want to set those boundaries. So you want to look at the boundaries you need to set and then make sure you are setting those boundaries. Then you'll see where it says create your affirmations. You need to create your calm space. So you want to work on that. And then you'll get me to the cognitive distortions. I talked about it being in here because that's what it is. Your mind says one thing and you're like, oh, I can't. I'm not as competent. I failed once. I'm going to always fail. No one's coming in my room. I don't know how to get engagement. You're going to say those things and it's going to make you stop. You said, I love this doc. Appreciate your friend. Yeah, and so you're going to sit back and you're like, I can't do what she's doing. He said, and shy, all the things we tell ourselves. Yes, I'm nervous, I'm shy, I'm an introvert. I'm all those things. And I still showed up. And I continue to show up. And you talk about imposter syndrome. Oh, maybe I feel like I'm not as competent as the others, or I'm too new, so I can't share this information. I tell you all the time, I don't know all the answers. And I'll say it all the time. You guys have seen me ask people like, hey, anybody else know the answer to that? What else? Who else knows about if the notch in the daily heartbeat is that consecutive weeks? No. Lady BB went in there and she said, no, it's based on what level you're at. You get a notch between 1 and 9. You get a notch for 1. Between 10 and 19, you get 2 notches. So we learned something really interesting today about the daily heartbeat. And it wasn't because Dr. Lisa was the expert at it. It was because the room was the expert. So you don't have to be an expert. So you just show up and continue to show up. Be consistent. Tell people what you're learning as you're doing it. And so those cognitive distortions, you need to document them and understand when they are happening, when the mind is distorting. Okay? And then you want to shift your mindset. Coming to America made me uncomfortable, but here I am speaking English. There you go, friend. I love that. I love that. That's it. Afraid of being judged is another one. Yeah. But who gonna judge you? Somebody else behind the screen that's a keyboard warrior that's judging. And then at the end of the day, they come in your room and be a troll and you can just mute and block them and they gone. And you just keep going. Just keep doing it. He said, uh-huh. That's it. And people who judge you, at the end of the day, they're not doing what you're doing. And if they're doing what you're doing, oh well. So you gotta shift your mindsets, friend. You got to make sure you're not letting those cognitive distortions limit you in general. Limit you with a period. You can't let that happen. Don't let them limit you. Relaxation. So I told you earlier. Do you remember the first troll you had? I do. I tell you guys all the time. I tell the story. Somebody came in my room. I don't know what they said, but they said something mean. It was truly a troll. I think it was derogatory actually. And so you can click the words and the screen pops up and you can mute and block them. And I end up doing that. I remember going downstairs to my husband and I said, "Oh, I had this person in my room and they did this. It's like people really do that. That's so rude." And he was like, "Yeah, the TikTok streets are just like the regular streets. Just go on back up there and continue to go live, girl." You know, and that's the reality of it. I needed that little kick in the pants to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, that happens. And it'll happen again. It'll happen again. And at the end of the day, you just mute and block them and keep it moving. So yeah, so don't worry about it. Mute block them. Got that shift mindset. That's it. Joes are wrong and strong, but we move. That's it. Don't let them take control your room. Yes. And I don't give them too many chances actually. I'm really like adamant about, okay, you get one chance to mess up in my room. So sometimes I'll pause because maybe I didn't understand the question. In my mind I read something and I said something that was wrong. So I usually try to read the comment again and make sure that if it is a troll, I'll say, okay, are you being inappropriate or is that a real comment? You have a question? But then when I realized, okay, you're being a troll, because some people are just blatant in terms of what they're writing, so it's truly troll behavior. So relaxation techniques are there, and you can chart those as well in terms of how you relax your body, and then give gratitude. Gratitude is so important. You gotta give gratitude for what you're able to do. You're able to come to the space and help someone. That's your main thing. You are solving a problem. You are helping someone. You are building community. You got to give gratitude. You are able to do it in a way that is maybe to a certain extent, people have limitations. Maybe they don't have a cell phone or a tablet or a computer or internet or any of the luxuries that maybe we take for granted. But they are here showing up and doing it. Okay? So just recognize the gratitude is important. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate you. Gratitude is key. Yes, gratitude is a must. You got to. That's it. So, and then you want to realize your coping skills and strategies. Set those out, and then have an opportunity to set goals for yourself. So you'll notice all that was technique stuff. All that book was mindset stuff. In the very last page, and not to say that you're not setting goals along the way, because you're setting goals when it comes to setting goals for your boundaries, setting goals for when it's time to come up with those coping strategies, setting goals when it's time to think about those cognitive distortions. You're setting goals along the way, but this is where you actually set your ultimate goal. What's your short-term goal? A second, I'm sorry, my battery's dying. What's your short-term goal for yourself? Is it that you are going to create make sure you get live access. Maybe you don't have your bio, so you're gonna come up with your bio. Maybe you'll look at the Chat GPT guide and come up with your topic, who's your target audience, and then ultimately what you're gonna be talking about in your live and how you're gonna organize your thinking. Or maybe your midterm goal is to click that go live button 3 times and make sure you have full access. You said, "Oh, I had a call. What was the new info about the heart me?" Okay, give me 1 second, bountiful. And then finally that midterm goal, you said you do your 3 lives. And then your long-term goal, you go live weekly. Or you come over to plan to go live weekly, and then you come over to plan to go live monthly. So that's what you're doing as you are thinking about shifting your mindset and going from overthinking to taking some action and being intentional about what you're doing. Okay? Um, so this is the overthinking mindset, from overthinking to action. It is free, my friends. How you doing, Sassy? Appreciate you coming in. Tell me why ChatGPT is the best. It is. It is. If somebody's telling you not to use it, then they don't know how to use it. And you might want to get a different person around you because they don't understand. I tell you that in all honesty, honestly. So it's funny. My husband and I were having a conversation about um, he has we have some investment property, and we're having a conversation about it and trying to decide what our next steps were. And I said, you know what, we need to get some consultation. He was like, okay, well, where from? I said, from Chat GPT. Let's Chat GPT this scenario. He fell out laughing. He's like, okay. So we came up with a prompt to tell us which decision we should make when it came to the property. And yeah, it was a whole decision tree that we came up with. Because what it actually did was affirm our conversation because we were going back and forth about yes or no or what's the best scenario. And a lot of what we put in there in that prompt, it was able to give us a scenario answer. Scenario A is this, and I said, well, scenario A is this one, scenario B is this one, and which one should we follow through with? Which one had the best payoff? I think that's the way we worded it. And so we broke it down, and he gave us an answer. I said, yeah, we need some consultation, dear. I don't know what to tell you, and I think we're going back and forth, but it was able to really lay it out for us. So yes, powerful tool, very powerful. Laugh out loud. Get a different person around you. I get a different person around you, or use chat as your different person. Truly, such a great tool. It is. You're still on diet. I must have missed a good live today. You know what? We just been chatting. Um, oh, you're so sweet. It's been very interactive. We've talked a lot, and I'm just getting to my products and my bundles. This is how you interact with it. Yes, it's how you interact with it. Yes, absolutely. What questions you ask are so important. Yeah, it is. It will help you. Bountiful, really quickly, you asked about the daily heartbeat. I was saying the daily heartbeat. You see in the daily heartbeat where you see the Roman numeral numbers. So it's one, two, those little notches next to the heart. I said it was based on your weekly returns to get that line. Um, but I wasn't sure. So I asked, and Lady BB looked it up for us. She looked at the question mark, and it actually said it's based on your level. So 1 through 9 level gets the one line, 10 through 19 gets two lines, three lines is 20 through 29. So again, it's based on how frequently you're coming and you're leveling up. So you get that line next to the heartbeat because of that. That's what that was relating to. I just sent you my daily heartbeat. Thank you so much, friend. I just saw it. Appreciate you. So yeah, I just want you said, oh, thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, that's what that was about. So, really quickly, my friends, the bundle in here. I didn't get a chance to go over it. I am about to get off. I just realized it's 1 o'clock. But the bundle, really quickly. If you want to grab this, this is on sale right now. This is how you get. This is how you get actually really jump starting this whole conversation. So mindset is one of them. This is the strategy conversation, and this is for my people who are really. When you think about being a beginner, I I consider this like a starter kit. So if you are thinking about how do I get started, how do I understand digital marketing, how do I do this in a way that's not going to break the bank, and I'm going to get support because this bundle comes with me. It comes with me where you get into my launch your income group chat. You also get to have, if you need a one-on-one with me to kind of get you started on where to start with this, I'll schedule that with you. I also have a private DM where we're all on IG, and in the private DM, you can message me. I answer DMs all the time from there. I send verbal messages like this. So this is where you get the support, the coaching, and the right tools. Okay? And it comes with master resale rights. So if you wanted to rebrand it and resell it, it's 100% yours to do that with. You also get information on how to do digital marketing, the branding masterclass, and the Canva mastery. All of that I tell you to do in week 1 because you want to come up with your brand. Week 2, I want you to come up with your products. A free product, because the Digital Marketing 101 course is going to teach you all about the strategy when it comes to coming up with your freebie, when it comes to coming up with your, which is your lead magnet, coming up with your high ticket, low ticket, mid ticket products. So again, there's a strategy on this. How you doing, Miss Yada? Thank you so much, friend, for being here. And so there's a whole strategy at play. So I don't want you to miss what you should be doing. And this kind of walks you through the entire methodology here. You also, week 3, you're doing your products. Week 4, you're going to do your storefront like Stan I use. It could be Beacon, System IO. And then week 4, I'm sorry, you're going to launch. You are welcome and thank you. You're so welcome. And so, what I tell you is that these are the materials that you're going to do. These are mini courses. The playbook is an ebook. The playbook really is call. Um, Hold on one second. I said call you back. Oh gosh, it's not letting me type. I'll see if it'll let me do it. It probably didn't let me do it. Okay. So really quickly, this is the bundle. So the playbook is going to be your 30. What was I trying to say? Did it go through? Okay. Should I call in a sec? Okay. Um, it's going to be your playbook that's going to get you through the next 30 days. So it's a 4-week step-by-step guide. So it's going to help you do that. And then you also have the steps to use that to understand how to do digital marketing. So the playbook is really, if you wanted to skip these mini courses, you can use the playbook to do that. Okay. And then you have your ebooks that you also can sell. So you have products already designed for you if you want to leverage that. So all that is in there for you. So I just wanted to share that with you all so you knew how to get started. But this bundle is going to be the thing that you need to get you going. If you get it, let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram because I'll add you to my Instagram group chat. I'm not going to have time because I think jump on a call, but I'm not going to have time to walk through this fully. I usually walk you through the confirmation page, and then these are the clickable links that you'll get. So I have a YouTube video that's out there once you purchase, and it actually tells you. So look in your confirmation email. It actually tells you to look at that video, and it walks you through every clickable link that you get, all 5 products. And then it tells you to go into my Instagram group chat. So send me a message over there and get into Instagram group chat. But let me know if you have any last minute questions. I'm going to jump off because I got to return my phone call. Um, I thought it was 1 o'clock and I didn't see it on my calendar. I didn't put it on my calendar. All right, friends. So, all right. Thank you, as always, for your chat. Yes, cheerio, cheerio. Appreciate you, friends. Thank you so much. I apologize. I'm having a rush, but I will see you all later. I'll be back at 4 p.m. Ring the bell in my profile and you'll get when I post and when I go live. Okay? Thank you. Yes, collect your points. Collect your points. Don't leave any points behind. Claim those points. All right, friends. And